Testing. Oh, where's our Fugi? Where's my Fugi? I exist. There we go. Welcome in, everybody. I am Shaved Tomato here, the owner of the Yapping Porthole that was drawn by our friend JV Goblin. Go check him out. Check out the VGen. Get him. Get him! And with me, before I have to unmute you, is Dice Sylvie. There you go. I got you.
Hello.
Please tell us, where can we find you, who you is, how you is, and repeating myself, where can we find you?
Well, hello, my favorite guests, or soon-to-be favorite guests. My name's Dice. I am a Frankentuber here on Twitch. You can find me here on Twitch and
Hell
on
yeah.
Blue Sky. I like to play games with friends, just yap with people, and just nerd out. And how I'm doing is I am vibing. I am also organizing a bookshelf as I talk.
And I am also packing clothes as I talk. We are... Oh, I was about to say,
We're
are...
AD&D.
We're AD&D. Advanced Dungeons, Hyperactive Dragons.
Wait,
Oh,
I can
boy.
actually look at that. Hang on, where's my note?
Wait, hold on.
But
It's right there. Yeah.
I've been a big fan of the Yapping Porthole.
I knew I had wanted to bring you in for quite some time. I didn't know when, but it was like, I have a list, and you were on that list.
You could just pop my head off and carry me away.
That is also true. Let me see. Oh boy. But yeah, no, is my music still going? It's a little bit loud. Let me lower it down a little bit. There we go. That way it's just background music. Perfect.
Ooh,
But yeah, dude, cause I remember being able to finally catch one of your streams, and it happened to be, well, not so, it wasn't your stream at the time. It was you had popped into someone else's stream, and they were talking about the ghouls and the guide to ghouls and my brain.
Yeah.
It was because I got yeah, there you go, the Grave Robber's Guide to Ghouls, Ghosts, and I think there was one more word, but it's a lot of G's.
Hang on, I have shilled this book more times than I can. So
Yes, please.
The Grave Robber's Guide to Ghouls and Ghosts. You can find that sold. You can find that sold by the amazing Scarlet Magus. Also, just saying, I backed this project and one of my monsters is in there. Just saying.
Oh yeah, wait, which monster? Which monster? Wait, actually, hold on, wait. Before you say that, let me make sure I got the right window going. Is it the right window? Nope, that's the wrong one. That's Twitter. Hold on. Hold.
I'm holding, but unfortunately, I'm running out of books to hold.
There, I got it on screen. What monster was it?
It is called the Sharkophagus.
Sharkophagus? That's true. I do remember you guys talking about that way. Shark. I said shark.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah?
Maggie is the one that came up with the name, and they know how much I love puns. So it was a 10
It was a
out of
pretty
10
good.
choice.
It was a pretty good. I was kind of mad that I was like, I don't know how I never thought of that. A mummy shark?
Although while you're looking for that,
Yeah.
I will say y'all will mostly find me on other people's streams all the time. I am mostly someone who likes supporting the community as a whole, as I have trouble streaming thanks to my ISP. If you're watching me Comcast, I'm coming for your kneecaps.
Oh my. Ooh, Typhoeus. That's a name I haven't heard in a minute. Stone Stalker? I think we're close. The Slaw. The Slua? Wait, how do you say that name? It is like...
The Slaw? Yeah, the Slaw.
The Slaw, okay. I saw it,
Like
I'm like,
coleslaw.
oh!
Only
Well,
less
now I
edible.
can't not see it. This sarcophagus, please tell me the inspiration over the sarcophagus.
Oh, it's very deep, very detailed. I was watching a Let's Play of Psychonauts 2, and there were floating shark sarcophagi in the level. There you go. But let's see. I just genuinely like constructs, and yes,
Same.
it's a largely undead focused thing. But Maggie did come up with a good idea where high-powered undead, when they are buried, they tend to be a bit wonky. So whether their sarcophagus is made of wood or stone, or the really scary one, metal, things just kind of happen, and a little bit of necromancy happens.
I don't know why I started to think of it like a hermit crab situation for a moment. Where it's
I
like,
mean, if you think about it, you're not that far off.
yeah, right? There's a little necromancy happen, and it's like, and David Attenborough's voice pops in. It's just like, when the sarcophagus needs, that's not even his voice, needs a new cophagus, coffin. Sometimes they pass it on to the next generation of undead. Like, what?
Now, I will admit my two favorite parts of this monster is one, it just passively has an aura that hurts you.
Really?
It is a little mean, but
is it the life withering? No. Blood? No, not blood sense. Vault of the Dead. Oh my god. What are these?
I don't know. My big ass head is blocking the skill spot.
Let me see. Let me just read this. A sarcophagus, like it's a Pokedex. When a particularly heinous creature dies, its body is so tainted by its evil deeds that it may rise as an undead to commit further atrocities. If that creature is entombed in a coffin, casket, or sarcophagus and unable to leave, the taint of undeath builds up so much that the coffin itself becomes animated by necromantic energies, carrying out the interred undead's hunt for the living with just as much hatred. The way this abominable construct seems to swim as it moves and its habit of being attracted to blood has led to it being dubbed as a sarcophagus by adventurers. It's such an I mean, I don't know how else you could. And oh my god, I just realized what this reminded me of. But after relentless hunter, a sarcophagus is driven not by orders or direction like a typical construct, but by an instinctual hatred of the living. The necromantic energies of the undead inside have become so concentrated that a sarcophagus' mere presence disrupts healing, both divine and natural. Jesus. Constructed nature. A sarcophagus doesn't require air, food, drink, nor sleep. It literally just shreds because fuck the living, I guess. Cough egregious. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cough egregious. That also would have been good. Oh, yes. But I will say, I take no credit in the writing. That's all Maggie, and they
really, yeah. It's a lot of fun, and it reminds me, yeah.
All I really had input on was stats and abilities, but honestly, they did really good.
Oh my god! So this how much have you ever read of Junji Ito?
Hang on, let me look at the 14 different Junji Ito novels
I'm so happy. Yeah, right.
I am a huge fan. My favorite is any of his Tomie stories, straight up.
Yep. I forgot the name of it, but it was the one where, inexplicably, the fish of the sea have breathing apparatus that allow them to invade the land and just rip everyone to shreds.
That would be Gyo.
Gyo, there you go. That one. That is what that reminds me of, because it's like, it's just a shark-powered construct. In a sense, right? And it's just the instinctive need to just like was just so in it. That was such a great story, though. Jesus Christ. Ito Junji. I need more.
It got weird really quick, but hey,
for sure. That's yeah, exactly. I feel like his stories are like, if they don't get unsettling and strange, I don't want it. Looking at you, chair.
But my favorite thing about the sarcophagus is when you kill those things, they just spit out a undead. It could be something as simple as a skeleton.
Really?
Through something a little higher level to like
So-
something that actually casts. Yeah, it's a little flexible like that.
So they end up creating more undead the more that they kill?
More like the, let's say as an example,
Hmm.
a lich was buried. How did the lich get buried? I don't know. DM preferences. Sarcophagus is the body. Body breaks. Cool. The lich is out. Now you have to deal with that.
Yeah, you're right.
Sort of like a nesting doll situation.
In which case, oh no. But I am a sucker for
Some would say that's a little bullshit.
yeah, right? But I also am a fan of what's it called? 2 HP bars. The subreddit or the trope of what's it called? Shifting
Phase 2?
Yeah, phase 2 battle phases. Which is so funny because I had just a conversation, maybe not a conversation, but threw ideas out for a friend of mine. But that'll be for later. Before I forget, Dice, I tend to ask this usually first time. First of all, how much experience have you had with either D&D in general or TRPG in general? When do you remember yourself beginning, as well as how do you remember yourself before you kind of experienced and went through, TRPG D&D during it? Like, what changes have you observed in yourself? And afterwards, how do you see yourself differently since you began? And also, Gator, thank you for the raid! Welcome in!
Hi, Gator!
Guards! Oh my god, oh no! Oh no, guards!
Oh, no!
Oh god, give them the shout outs, guards! It's me, it's me, I'm the guards. Oh god!
You're the guards.
Welcome in, raiders! More! I can spell.
Okay. GTFO.
Whoa, wait. GTFO, that was a game. Oh no, what do I remember that game being? Gray Zone Warfare.
I remember that game kicking my ass.
No, I never got to play it. I just got to watch a few people, but I completely forgot what it was about. Wait. Wait, Arson!
Hey, Arson!
We were just talking about you. I mean, we were, but that was before stream. But guys, for those of you who know Dice, I've got Dice. I don't know why I'm miming IRL. It's a habit. We're here with Dice tonight with Ales at the Yapping Porthole. One, to kind of hopefully to showcase their experience with D&D, which I literally just asked them about. In which case, honestly, if you have to raid and run, I fully understand. If you want to stick around just to, geek out with us, if you have any questions in terms of like D&D, TRPG, hit us with it. We'll try our best to answer it if we can. But before anything else, Dice. Question
Yes.
before. Yeah, go for it.
So first off, the easiest question. I have been playing D&D and just TTRPGs in general for roughly 18 years by this point.
Ah, damn.
Fun
Jealous.
fact, I've been a forever DM for 10 of those years.
Oh man, I need your experience, and I need to be. I would hope to one day run one for you. There's a few people I definitely want to run for.
Oh, thank you, Arson. Apparently, your grain is a little loud.
Oh.
Just a little quiet.
Okay.
Actually, making sure my headset mic is not pointed into the ceiling again.
Thank you. Let me do. Oh wait, let me see if I can do. Yeah, please. If whenever there's like a sound thing, let us know. Mine is coming through a little bit loud.
Ba-ba-da.
Let me get you on.
Start yapping sample words.
Yeah, testing. Let me
Test,
put this
test,
as
1,
here.
2, 1,
and
2.
then let me hire you up.
Dice just yell through the whole stream.
Yeah. Also,
If this turns into a horror stream, I'll be doing that plenty.
bruh. We'll find out. Oh boy. Okay, are we good? Does it sound better? Is this better? Also, is the music too loud, too soft? There's a 5 different. Hey!
Perfect.
Hell yeah. But yeah, let me not hold you back. First of all, you said you're 18 years in and a forever DM.
Correct. It's actually just recently I started being able to be a player again, and go figure, it's when I started VTubing.
You know what? Strangely enough, pretty good way to find yourself in games, though.
And fun. Sorry.
Yeah. No. Yeah, go for it.
I was just gonna say my first TTRPG wasn't even Dungeons and Dragons, believe it or not.
Really? What was it?
My very first TTRPG was, I think it was Eldritch Horror.
Ooh. Whoa, wait, what's that one about?
Hang on, I'm trying to remember. What was it? I literally just had it in my head.
Yes.
I haven't played it in years. I think that's what. Call of Cthulhu. That's what it was.
Oh shoot! I want to learn it. I just need to fix my character.
Oh, it is a mess. My roommate and I actually played it together at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It was in middle school, like, a couple of 12-year-olds just needing after school activity.
That sounds like a brain pain. Because I saw the character sheet as an adult, and I'm asking my friend, I'm like, how do I do? How does this work? What is this percentage?
Oh, no, it was nuts. It was me, her, a few other students, and one teacher who was running it.
Really?
It was fun.
That sounds so cool.
Like, we eventually started doing some D&D. We mostly did 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was 3.5 around about then. It was D&D. I remember that much.
Yeah.
And fun fact, I actually got the nickname Dice because I was always being the one to bring dice. I, at that point, had 5 pounds of math rocks in my backpack at all times.
Oh, man. I'm jealous.
The hoard has become 17 and a half pounds over the years.
I want that. Arson, mark this down, kid. Jarvis?
I actually gave 5 pounds of it to my niece.
Oh, my God. Listen, I just want my dice to be the family heirloom. Specifically, my family heirloom. Specifically... well, we'll find out. Right? Where you're like, okay, well, if you want all my money, it's all in dice. It's all in the form of dice. Crypto? No. Good luck.
Math rocks.
All right. Listen, I have a gemstone dice. That shit is worth at least. Don't worry about it because people will be mad at me for spending that much money on it.
I will not shout you out if you do not tell people how much I spent on a set of wooden dice.
Oh boy.
Like full set of wood. I'm just like, oh god, people are gonna be mad at me for this one.
If they were purple heartwood, I would compete with you for it.
Have a good night, Arston.
Good night. Yeah. Oh, that's right.
But...
yeah, because we're going on a trip together. Good night. I'll be awake because I'll be here.
But yeah, let's see. How playing has changed me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's really changed me that much. I was I was actually a pretty shy person back then. And over the 18 years, that has not changed. I am just very good at masking it now.
You know what? Same.
Like, believe it or not, I'm actually very
nervous.
not that much.
Definitely me.
What was it?
Me in there.
Antisocial. There we go.
Oh.
Like, my social battery drains very quickly. Same. It's only with a very select group of people that the battery just either stays the same or charges.
Right? And sometimes it takes...
you're one of them.
And sometimes it takes like a while for like a battery to just get used to other people. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
a high school core friend group. We don't exactly stay in touch, but we are definitely in touch. You know what I mean? Because then it's like you meet up with each other and you're like, it may have been years, but every time you meet up with each other and the energy and the vibes are pretty much the same, with like a touch of differences that kind of just elevate it. Hey yo, that's it. That's where I'm at.
I feel that very much. I
Right?
actually don't really get friendship degradation. I could go 6 months without talking to someone. All of a sudden, we're talking again. Cool. It's still the
Yeah,
same person.
we're literally. Oh my god, we need to not. We need you to stop making sense on me because we're like pretty much on the same boat on this. Because I've just been calling it like bookmarking. Because that's pretty much what it is. It's just like, hey, I don't keep up with you on social media as much. I don't even go on Facebook. But if you meet up again, tell me everything that happened all at once. Go. Kind of that.
Yeah, me. Tell me about your life. Wait,
Right?
you have a kid now? When did that happen? When did you get married?
You know, in a way that kind of reminds me of where like lore drops happen in like character backstories. You know, what I mean? You're playing a campaign and you're like, look who's here! It's your childhood friend! And the player's just like, whoa! You? It's like, what do I know about him? And the DM just has to do the best, like, oh man. Well, you tell me, what do you know about?
Okay, you know what? On that note, I have changed a little bit. I'm very good at improv now because of this tabletop bullshit.
Yeah, ooh. Fun. What is some ways that you kind of found yourself improving on improv? Like what did you find yourself weaker in with improv? And like how did it like if you're able to give like your best memory of when you finally realized that you were coming into your own with it?
Ooh, okay. That one's a bit of a tricky one, but I'm gonna say it was around my 3rd year of being a DM. I was running a campaign based around Bloodborne.
Ooh.
Not Bloodborne, Dark Souls, because
Oh.
Bloodborne wasn't out then. God, I feel old.
They meld. So does our age. So do our bones.
But it was a Dark Souls inspired campaign. A party completely beat the ever-loving crap out of the big bad evil guy right at the start.
That sounds about right.
Some bullshit rolls.
Yeah, that sounds about right. No, that's
like
yeah.
They're all level 3. Big bad evil guy's delivering his big old speech. Player goes, Can I throw a rock at that other rock that just happens to be above him? You said I noticed. I'm like, yes. Squish, and I'm like, okay. I had to reach deep inside and grip some. I'm just like, okay, that wasn't the big bad evil guy. That was that was just a projection of him because of some Gwyn bullshit, essentially. So this dude, I had planned to be the end game boss, threw him away, made a whole new plot on the spot per run every session until we got to where we were supposed to go.
You know what? I feel that. I have been prepping. Arson's not here, right? They went to bed. Arson, you went to bed, right? If you went to bed, answer me.
I think Arson went to bed.
Good. She's my Monday player. She can't know this. Wait, hold on. Let me just check real quick. They're not here, right? Please. No spoilers. Listen, I have spoiled so much over the last year of shit that's about to go on to this campaign, and I always made sure that it was one of those streams that go way into the late night, where my players are sure never to watch my VODs. And I love doing it just because it's like, yeah, it's fine. You're never gonna watch my VOD, so everyone else is gonna know more about the campaign.
Exactly.
I am I already have their BBE, like their intended final boss, right? And I had to say it so that way I'm like, all right, here's this guy. He's not gonna show up till fucking far later. Now it's the problem of let's find the people who seem like they will be, and absolutely set them up like bowling pins. That way I can avoid that as best as I can, because it's like no matter what monologue, I won't have to be pissed, because at least if they choose to interrupt one of the monologues, I will have been like, okay, good, they went for that one.
I am guilty of this as well. Just depending on what group I'm DMing, mind you. If it's my usual group, I am so used to their bullshit after 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, that was number 13. Let's pull out number 14.
There's that fucking guy.
I actually ran a campaign for my niece and her friends for their first D&D campaign.
Ooh.
First of all, being the DM to 4 10-year-olds, I do not recommend it. I don't. I love little Franken to death. I love her dearly, but dear God, I don't know what deal with the devil she made. This girl rolled more nat 20s in 3 months than I had in 18 years.
Question.
Like, did I give you loaded dice?
Yeah. How many of these roles were intended for like a really cool moment? Or were there more roles of these where it's just like, it's just something somewhat silly that otherwise should not work, and then there it is?
To answer your question, only 2 were for serious roles, for badass moments.
Yeah, sounds about right.
The rest were for complete asinine, stupid bullshit.
It always is, and I'm starting to learn that.
So it was actually a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon themed campaign, because they all like Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I can do this. So she was a Zubat. She wanted to disguise herself as a goddamn Pidgey. I'm just like, you're
that
blue,
sounds fun.
You have no eyes, and you have fangs. All right, roll for it. If you can... And in my head, I'm like, okay, if she lands a 19, I'll say she completely succeeds. If she hits a 15, I'll say it's kind of passable. I'll just have to roll again. I got a 20. I just like, you pull off this disguise so fucking well. You're not a Pidgey, you're a Pidgeotto to people.
Yeah, that's a pretty good. I'm kind of envious to want to do that. I don't know how that has never popped up into my brain to be like, whoa, the players are a thing and a Pokemon, and also let's be a Pokemon that disguises itself knowingly as a different Pokemon. I'm like, wait, that's kind of sick.
I don't know where she got that idea from.
Right?
Because if she was playing a Ditto, I'd be like, yeah, sure, that's a roll of 5. You pull it off.
That's like hardly a check. That's just what you do.
That's your whole shtick.
Right?
But I mean, I will say this: over 18 years, I am DMing for 10. I have done normal D&D so much.
Really?
Frankly, it got boring.
Really?
So
actually, sounds about right.
I got very, very, very good at doing homebrew shenanigans.
What was some of your favorites?
Let's see. So there was one where... Let's see. This was one where you could tell my party and I were just kind of fucking around and finding out. Urban fantasy. You know, modern day, still fantasy shit going around. One of my players happened to be a half-orc monk. However, this half-orc monk really liked tokusatsu.
Oh.
So every time he went to combat, he would essentially do a Power Rangers transformation sequence.
Yes.
And his main class was monk. His homebrew side class was masked monk or way of the mask.
Yes.
Lo and behold, first of all, I'm never telling people what this subclass does because I had to balance it midway because it was broken as fuck.
Yes. This is what I need.
And two, his whole gimmick was changing colors to have different effects for his monk powers.
I like that.
What?
Because it's that way they never stick to be like one visual cue of like if they ever need to do it narratively. After a while, it's just like they just need to call out what color their clothes turn into, and everyone else is just like, "Oh shit, I know what's about to go down," kind of way.
And that is actually one thing that's very important to me as a DM. When I make my homebrew, I do not make things broken intentionally.
Yes.
Like, I want it to be fun to play, fun to interact with, and just fun for the party, even if they're not the ones using it. That way no one gets left out. And also just big on story and consequences. So I love making my players feel involved. Problem is, being a consequence DM, I'm just like, oh, you're doing that? All right. I make a note of it. I'm like, that'll come back later.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of also need it, right? Because it's like, I want them to feel that they have the freedom to try the things that they want to try. At the same time, I want them to know that things will always come at a cost, right? Because the world has to feel just a little bit alive, right? There has to be a semblance of resistance. And just like with everything, it might not come in now, so go ahead and enjoy it. It's just, if you fail to have the foresight of maybe I shouldn't do this in certain settings or certain areas where people that otherwise I want to like me are gonna turn against me, maybe I shouldn't do the thing. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but sometimes you just gotta fuck around and find out.
Right? Also, being a consequence DM, it definitely helps me keep the plot going without railroading my party.
Yes.
Like, I hate railroading people, I'm not gonna lie.
There-
Plot does have to happen, but I'm not gonna force you onto it because no one likes being forced to told what to do.
Yeah, plot and guidance is one thing, right? And there's always ways to like present it as like, okay, here's the obvious places that I want to go. Right? There's no technically right answer. Here's just here's the scene that's happening. Here is the obvious plot that I'm like alluding to. Right? Of like recently for Arson, that because we just had our first session back since Japan, was this Monday. I didn't even know until that night that I was gonna pull off that scene. It was just like one of those things like, wait, it would be interesting to do this, and it was a way of because she's a rogue who is part of a cult of the Raven Queen, so that goes in and of itself. It's hilarious being like a rogue cleric. She's not a cleric at all. She just heals you. She just heals you by making sure you're dead faster.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was like, okay, you see, what's it called? I can't give all of it away because it was a way to bring her in while bringing another character in with something they have. And it's like, all right, you see the reflection of what is the skeleton in front of you, but it is not a skeleton. It is the familiar face of this NPC you met but turned out to be dead. And they're looking right at you through the reflection. And I'm like, yeah, that's a fun setup of here's a dead Gabby! Here's a dead creature that clearly wants to talk to you. And you spoke to a version of themselves that wasn't real. Now you get to speak with them. And I was just like, I was met with Arson being like, is that the way I'm not sure who I'm supposed to speak to? And I'm like, I mean, technically you don't have to. It's just more of like you see him. Like if you were to look around if you were looking to your sword to reflect any other corpse, you're probably going to see the same thing. It's just that's the one I'm showing you right now. So I'm like, but in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, I want you to talk to him. but I don't want you to feel restricted by talking to him. We'll find out who's here. But yeah, it's kind of always just about options.
Mm-hmm. Like, never intentionally take away player agency.
Exactly.
That's one thing that I have definitely learned how to do better.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, everyone who has DM'd probably feels like, oh, I could have done this better, could have done that better, I could have just been better in general. That feeling, one, it will never go away.
Mm-mm.
Two, if it does go away, you have stopped growing as a DM.
Yeah. Definitely, it's definitely a concern. Like, I don't want to, like, it's an icky feeling to feel. It's an icky feeling to have, but at the same time, you know it's for a reason, and so you don't want it to go away. It's like when you find out you're lacking a sense of fear, and you're like, oh, I'm getting reckless. Kind of like that.
Just kind of one thing I have learned to do better just DMing things is
Mm-hmm.
finding ways to say no without saying no.
What would you say was the first time you finally got to do it? Like, building up from moments of, can I say it this way? Or maybe I should have done it this way? Or can I, next time I'll say no, kind of a thing. And then finally you're just like, this is that moment.
So that's actually a two-part answer.
Woo!
Because it happened in the span of the exact same session, even.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, this did involve a problem player. You know, we all have them from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
I was running a cyberpunk campaign. First of all, good God, anyone who runs cyberpunk, you need to have like a 4D chess brain to make sense of all that shit.
Yeah.
It's fun once you get the hang of it, but learning it, oh dear God. Anyway, so the first player, not the problem player, she was a netrunner, I believe was the class, so she did a lot of hacking stuff.
Yeah.
What she wanted to do was hack 4 people at once and just essentially fry their circuits, kill them instantly.
Oh.
Which she did have high skills. There's just no way in hell that would have worked.
Yeah.
So instead of frying their circuits and killing them, I was like, so tell me what you want to do. I had her explain what she was trying to do. Essentially, I turned that around into so your fry and kill only works on one target, but your fry and discombobulate can work on multiple people if you put enough points into this. What you're telling me is you're just kind of wanting them out of the way, like dead or alive, you just want them gone.
Yeah.
How about we fry them and just render them incapacitated for X amount of time?
Ooh.
So, in a way, I kept her from doing something completely OP and outside of her character's scope.
Yeah.
While still getting her to do what she liked.
Because it's like, was it like early on in the campaign, or was it just like somewhere further in?
Pretty early. I'd say like level 5-ish.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, if it was like a higher level or much later in the campaign, where it feels like this would be closer to common sense with their abilities, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe it could happen. It might not be. It's like my brain immediately goes to be like, okay, maybe the first 1 or 2 might be, and then beyond that, it starts getting more and more difficult, where the next 2 at most would likely be incapacitated for a short amount of time, right?
Right. Admittedly, this was also our very first time running it, so we were all still kind of juggling a bit.
Sounds about right.
Second part of the answer, and this one was just me being a hard, flat no. Like, there was no way around this one. So they do what they have to do, and they're currently trying to get away.
Mm-hmm.
One of our other players was having trouble getting to the car because of some bad rolls and some damage they took. problem player wants to pop a cap in the player who's slowing them down and just
I see.
kill them, leave them for dead. I said, yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah. See,
You try to do if you try to do that, I promise your gun will explode in your hand.
yeah. See, it's also just like that feels like one of those moments where what's it called? Sometime where it's like it has to be okay with just stopping everything, and you might just have to like explain to players it's like this isn't that kind of campaign. This is I'm okay with PvP sometimes with a layer of it should have a purpose if it's coming in, right? And it's like you're here at a table playing with each other, and yes, cyberpunk specifically is very gruesome and you really shouldn't trust anybody, but when it comes to like to cyberpunks, runners, anyone who's in a group, if you can't come at this where they trust each other, then your group is not set apart from all other groups that make that give them like that X factor, but it's also just like not fun. It's just like
that is my biggest concern as a DM. Whether or not the story or combat's good, I want my players to have fun.
Exactly.
Because if they have fun, we all walk away happy.
Yeah. Sleep.
And frankly, a person who's been hostile towards you the whole game suddenly wants to kill you, and the DM just lets it happen, that is just going to leave a sour taste in your mouth, regardless.
Yeah. And I'm like, no. Stop it. Because it's like, I don't want anyone's fun to be defined, like anyone's like fun at the table to be defined with someone else's fun. Yeah, exactly. Right? If you have to take away someone else's fun to have it, I feel like you're, well, one, I'm just probably not going to vibe with you well. Right? Like
no.
There's some tables where there's a level. I've had this conversation with someone where there's a high level of table trust and what's it called? Table trust and chemistry, but most tables do not have that. At a table like Critical Role, certainly, because they all are professional actors and they know that it comes with a purpose. But in this sense, it really just comes with, you're slowing us down. This isn't even about the story. It's just, I want to get out of here, and I'm worried for my character and not yours. And I'm like, no.
Because, like, one of the biggest things at my table, I don't have a lot of hard rules for my table.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is you all are part of the same party.
Yep.
You can, in character, you can be a little reluctant, but at the end of the day, you will work together.
Yeah.
Like, granted, obviously, that rule can be flexible a bit. Like, you know, I'm not expecting the edgy rogue to just open up power of friendship and all that shit right away.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm not going to let them just up and do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, especially to each other. Because that's what I think that's where my narrative DMing comes in, where even as a player, I don't want to write my character to have no reason to want to get involved with someone. Even if they are frustrated and have like hostility towards another character, I need to write them in a way that they have to be willing, like their patience has to have like a certain threshold they will never cross, right? Because it's like having that restriction forces you as a writer and as a player to kind of think about, okay, they'll never cross this line, why wouldn't they? And if they can't, what would they do, right? Like it's and in terms of gameplay mechanics or like team play, it's just more about what's it called? Find reasons to work together because you know, you like you said, you're a team, you're a unit. It's not just like it's not like a solo characters together. It's all your characters being one thing, moving together.
And that's one thing I really genuinely love about TTRPGs, like Dungeons and Dragons, Deadlands,
Mm,
Call of Cthulhu, whatever. Like, the DM does set the precipice, but the
mhm.
party is making the story. Like, you're all working
Yes.
together to make it work.
Yes. And it's like, ooh, kind of like a shift, right? Because of you just said that. Because I am now relaxed more. Like before starting this campaign, I've worked on like one shots mainly just to kind of get a taste of DMing and working on how I kind of wanted to prep myself in terms of like writing, because that's what made me nervous. But
Yeah.
now I'm used to writing things as a skeleton rather than writing whole big things that will end up just getting torn to pieces. But I guess my question is, how in your 18 years of experience, how has your writing changed, right? And like, where has your writing and your knowledge of the rules grown more flexible, or even started locking in more since you started?
Well, just starting off with the writing bit.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I actually write as a hobby. I actually have a little story going as we speak.
Yeah, I seen.
Oh God! All right.
Don't ask me to take notes, because I try my best to read it at a time, but my brain will forget.
That's fine. But how my writing has improved. I hate to admit this. God, when I first started writing my campaigns, I was in fact the edgy kid. I'm just like, oh, looking back on it now, I cringe. I cringe really hard.
That really do be
Like,
how it goes, though. That's how it goes.
I just read that. I'm like, oh God, did I just read Berserk and take all of the edgy shit and none of the actual deep shit?
Yeah. But that's the shit we love.
That is true. But how it's improved is I actually put a little more stake in the world rather than, everything's bad, big bad evil guys here.
Yeah.
I actually incorporate my players' backstories into everything I do as well, which I know that's a pretty common thing to do, but I definitely didn't do it at first.
Surprisingly, feels like it's not. To me, at least. But honestly,
it's just, yeah. Honestly, it really should be. One, it just more player engagement.
Exactly.
Two, your players' backstories, honestly, if you read a good character's backstory, you have a lot to play with.
It's free. It's free real estate.
Exactly. You can have either a good main quest, a good side quest, little bit of both. You put fun things in there, and plus, your players, they feel like they actually matter in the world a bit.
Yes. Oh my God, I want to talk more about this in a little while too, because I have questions, and because this is something I love doing. But yeah. Tell me more.
Okay. I forgot the rest of the question. Sorry, I got so in my head.
It was you and me both. It was we're kind of talking about like how your writing has improved more. So right now it's like you've started including your players' stuff more.
Right. I will admit a lot of my writing is largely character focused, because I'm not gonna lie, I find that more engaging than a entire world is kind of in danger plot. Like, that can happen, but I like that personal connection my characters have to one or multiple people.
Yes.
Like, at least in my eyes, it helps the writing process more. Like, you grow to care about these characters. Why is this character doing this? Like, it also makes your players kind of look at their own characters, and this is a role-playing game, and not everyone role plays, obviously. That's not a requirement. But for those that do, they look at their characters and they go, okay, how'd they react to this? Would they change? How would they change? What would they do after said change?
Yes.
It all really goes back to, I got better at writing so that my players could engage more. Because if they're engaged, I know they are enjoying themselves, and that genuinely makes me happy.
Yes. I feel like there's like a feedback loop of if they're what's it called? If what I'm setting up is enjoyed by them, if like as much, if not more, than I had expected to. One, it's such a gratifying payoff, right? Because it lets you know that one, you are improving in a way that you um, had hoped, right? And two, they are receiving the positive ends of said growth.
Mhm.
And at the same time, you're like, um, what is it called? I feel like having that just kind of keeps you on the ground in terms of what your campaign should be, right? Like everyone want, like you've seen, like I've seen horror stories of people being like, this DM just kind of wants their own thing to happen to the point that they should really just be writing a book, right? That age old thing, right? And at the
Yeah.
same time, it's pretty true, right? Sometimes they just kind of get in their own story that at some point, when they see that their story isn't happening that they want to, or the players aren't engaging in it in a way that they saw it happening in their head, it's like it breaks down their psyche a little bit. And I'm like,
Mhm.
you need to take a break. You need to loosen your grip on this story, because you are gonna suffer. And it's like you don't want someone's table to just like go down, but at the same time, you start to see the signs. Easy.
Just on that, write a book comment. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie, largely part of why I'm writing a story.
Yeah.
Because there's one thing I really love. I'm like, I would never put this in a campaign, but I would like to write about it.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because I want to play not just one person, like solo. I want to try solo D&D in terms of what's it called? I want to take a character and in a world that that is my own, and then what's it called? I mean, the character is Ink. She's the little cat right behind you,
Yeah.
just like just above your head behind the candle row. I want to take her character, which is funny because she's currently an NPC in the adventure that my players are in. I want to take her to kind of not cause problems, but be a reason that the world kind of starts to move forward within a homebrew world that I'm trying to put together so that other people can play in, right? It's more of like, hey, these are problems that I want to have in a homebrew world, but I want to, for some reason, have reasons for them to move forward. And she is like this story device of someone did this one time, and in my head it'll just be, oh, it's because of that fucking thing. Okay, bet. Go on. Mess with my world. But at the same time, it's like partly writing a book, partly I have no idea what's going to happen. Let's see where this goes.
Oh God, sounds like a Fae adventure to me.
She is a Fae adventure. Well, she is a Fae.
Okay.
Born Fae, or technically not born Fae. You know, like a Find Familiar spell?
Yes.
She is the black cat of a Find Familiar spell.
I like that.
Yeah. Who, unfortunately, taken inspiration from Guinevere from the Legend of Drizzt series. Where instead of being turned into a spirit of like, you know, the figurines of wondrous power?
Yes.
So Guinevere is a black panther who was originally just a regular panther, but the wizard or the person who was their companion realized that they were going to die, and in order to save them, were about to turn them into a figurine of wondrous power. Unfortunately, that would delete her personality, but it would ultimately save them. The process went wrong, and they kept their personality and their ability to enter and exit the statue in the plane. Going with that idea, Ink is a familiar who, for some reason, she understands that if she gets hurt, she only has a little bit of HP equivalent knowledge, right? So whenever she gets hurt, she just goes poof, and it'll be some time before she comes back out. She knows she's not in true danger, but it's like, that's just how it is. The problem is, sometime in the future, or before her adventure begins, she willingly self-sacrificed herself to block an attack. She knows she was supposed to go poof. Her master knows she's supposed to go poof. She does not go poof.
She's just like, why am I here?
Yeah. And in which case, Spirit is dying. The only chance they have to go on is a hag in the Feywild. Cursed shit happens. She gets a body of a tabaxi. Unfortunately, the price comes at the cost of her master has to forget everything about her.
Oof.
They are separated, and she has to find her way home. And that's how her adventure begins, and is now an NPC. It's okay, she's level 8. She's got this. Yeah?
I'm not gonna lie, you're a lot nicer to this NPC than my most used NPC.
It's fine. She just has separation anxiety. She'll be fine. Or not.
My favorite one to use is one I use in literally every single TTRPG game I can. And it's not because he's likable.
Yeah.
He is there to be a punching bag.
What's his name?
His name is Rutok. He is a goblin, level 4.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Stat! His level does not matter.
Yeah.
His name barely matters. I made him my very first campaign, my very first time DMing, my very first game. This dude has been cursed with 2 very specific things. 1, he cannot die. His hit points drop to 0, but he does not die.
He stabilizes.
He instantly stabilizes. You cannot kill this fucker. Number 2, every time he drops 0 HP, he blinks to a random destination in either same timeline, same reality,
yes,
or just somewhere completely random. And I'm sure people are wondering, Dice, why the fuck do you have this? And also, what did he do to get cursed? Second question first. It's been so long, I forgot what he did to get hit with those 2 curses. I guess the gods just hate him.
I'm kind of with it, though.
Number 2, and the first question, why? Not gonna lie, sometimes my players level up and they get new skills or something and they want to test it on something, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't have anything really combat planned for that session. Oh, hey, a portal opens up and a horribly beaten up goblin shows up. Have fun. If you think about this dude's whole existence is to get punched, pass out, teleport, wake up, rinse, repeat.
God. It's just in me to be like, he just gets perpetual concussion, that every time he wakes up somewhere new, it's like, does he remember where he just was, what he did? Does he remember who he pissed off? But he's not sure, but it doesn't matter because his that little bit of amnesia and concussion kind of stayed together, and he's whatever piece of shit personality he probably has to everybody he meets.
Like, whatever he did, he is now cursed to eternally be jumped.
Yeah.
Because I have made this clear over the years. The minute he blinks on passing out, he teleports. He instantly opens his eyes per teleportation, immediately jumping again. He does not get a break.
Yeah. Oh man, he's in his own perpetual hell. Drake, passing by quickly, just here to throw a distraction. just like this fucking guy, Goblin, not Drake, the Goblin.
Yeah,
he's just passing by for a distraction. Hey guys,
hi, thank you for the distraction.
Have fun, take care, buddy. I will admit, it got a little. Yeah, it did get a little weird during Deadlands because there's no goblins in Deadlands. So, this little dude pops up. No one knows what the fuck this thing is. They just point their guns at him and start firing. I kind of like that though, right? Like, it's a character who otherwise has no reason. To other people, it's just like, whoa, that kind of takes out their immersion. No. When you've had this fucking guy appear every campaign, no matter where or what, in world knowledge, nobody freaking knows. Out of world knowledge, oh shit, it's this fucking guy.
I'm not gonna lie, he's mostly there to make me laugh. Because
Yeah.
sometimes the DM needs to entertain themselves.
Yeah, such is the mindset of otherworldly entities. Honestly, I'm starting to realize that whenever I write, like patrons or otherworldly entities, they need entertainment. They want to say, "Oh, it's all part in our plan." No, they're fucking bored. Let's face it. Like they're there in
What's
immortality.
the Raven?
Yeah.
What's the Raven Queen really doing?
Oh boy. Oh
Most
man.
of the time.
Yeah.
What?
Right. And I want to say it, but I can't say it. They're not here, right? You're not here, right?
I mean, you want to risk that? You want to risk that?
Okay, good. They're not here. It's fine. Shush. Shh. I'm kidding. No, but yeah, honestly, yeah. Honestly, Raven Queen is one of my favorites. She's just, what's it called? I love seeing other people's takes on the Raven Queen and various gods of death. Just because it helps me kind of get a glimpse on their, what's it called?
Worldview?
Kinda. Like, it kind of helps in terms of, like, I want to see how you see death, right? And it's just like how you see death in terms of like your world, and at the same time those who follow it. Is it like bleak? Is it surprisingly hopeful? And if it is, why? I would like to know. In which case, follow-up question: how have you treated deathly patrons?
So, admittedly, I do have 3 deathly patrons. One is the classic Raven Queen. She is the one most well known. One is the Queen of the Harvest. She is very bleak as hell.
I want to know more yet.
And last is the King of Quiet.
Oh, what the fuck?
So for Raven Queen, how I have her, she is calm. She is soothing. She is the equivalent of you going on a very, very long work week, just having a rough time. Saturday, your weekend is here. You can finally rest. Queen of the Harvest, she was born out of those who are afraid of death, what comes after.
Ooh, I like that.
Best way I could put it is you die, and if these fears are very powerful, the Raven Queen has no claim on your soul in the afterlife. It is now the Queen of the Harvest, who essentially reaps you like wheat, hence the name. You feared death, so now she is blessing you with undeath. Your body still moves.
Shit.
In exchange, though, your soul, your essence, it is now bound to her, only to spread more of it. So your soul is the wheat she reaps, your essence are the seeds she's planting.
Yeah.
And
an undeadly, or a necromantic MLM.
God of death.
It's a necromantic MLM.
Essentially.
Yeah, I kind of like it though.
And
I mean, that is how the zombie apocalypse happens, though.
A little bit. That's also why there's a bit more of an undead problem in my D&D world, I will admit. Like, you think,
I like that, yes.
I forget. You think Orcus is a pain in the ass? No, Queen of Quiet, or the Queen of the Harvest is also a pain in the ass.
Ooh.
Only
And then
less of a dick.
And then you said that there is the King of the Quiet?
The King of Quiet. His form of death is you die, and you do not fear death, but you refuse to rest. So those two paths lead you to him. Normally, when you die, your soul either, gets harvested for undead reasons, or you can finally rest in peace. His whole thing is he silences your fears, he throws you back into the world, and essentially reincarnates you, which is why he is the king of quiet. There are no souls in his domain. All he is a gatekeeper for you to start again.
I was about to say gateway drug, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I like that though. I like these. It's weird in a way of like getting to use death and undeath to give life to your world, but it just usually just works so well. I just won't just spoil anymore for Arson. Arson, don't watch this. No spoilers. You're a part of the cult. Your character is.
I will admit, when I first started, I had like a god or goddess for everything. I have chopped it down to 12.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need that many deities, folks. Trust me. 12 is probably still a tad excessive, but
yeah,
it works for what I use it for.
And you know what's a weird thing? I like minor deities. I like them. The overgods, I like them standing there for far away. I like the idea and concept of them, like being an existence of like, they can be fairly involved. And the Raven Queen being involved as much as she is in this story, in my Monday campaign, is not me IRL looking my left and right for Arson. She thinks she's involved, or like her character thinks that the Raven Queen is being involved a lot more than she is. She is not. She is not. She has noticed, but it is too early in the campaign for her to be involved, which begs the question: who the fuck has been watching her this entire time? Because someone is faking. So good luck finding that out. But at the same time, I'm like, I like this because it means there are these overgods aren't allowed to have like a big interaction with the world, right? Because they're very powerful beings. They could probably do world-breaking things. Meanwhile, the smaller ones are kind of where the meat happens because they're not part of the same restrictions. They can be a little crazier, a little bit more reckless, and yet they still have to think about like, I want to do stuff that affects this fucking group of people who is causing shit, and clearly getting involved with them is going to allow me to do more of the shit I want to do. But I have to do it carefully because I don't want to get caught. Because if I get caught, then I get in trouble. And the people who are going to oversee those problems are the very people I don't want being involved. Right?
Oh, exactly.
It's like they don't want upper management being involved because it gives them a reason to come in and no one's having fun.
Naturally.
Yeah. Let me see.
Actually, that reminds me. I did some funny things with Bahamut recently with my IRL campaign.
Yes.
All right. So I don't know if this is D&D canon about the rules. By the way,
your canon,
about the lore.
Yeah.
I will say this. Before, I used to follow the rules pretty strictly. Nowadays, I hold the rule book in my hand. I look at my party with a smile. I toss the rule book in a wood chipper.
It's fun to have it be followed to a good amount. It's fun to know that you have studied the lore and the rules to an extent that lets you be fluid, right? But at some point, you gotta graduate from the rules. And the rules want you to graduate from them too. Let's face it.
To quote my favorite pirate, the rules are more guidelines than actual rules.
Yeah, even the people who designed it literally say, if it works for your table, that's the rules, right? And I've learned that it's just like you treat a table not the same way as you would the rest of your other tables. If it works for a DM, it works for a DM. But ultimately, your DM will have the say, while at the same time hoping that they have what's it called? Consulted with the table to come to a unanimous decision.
Right. But what I did with Bahamut was before
Yes.
Bahamut ascended, became the poster boy of big good guy.
Yeah. Good.
Obviously, he was alive. He used to be a dragon. What do
Mhm.
dragons have? Hordes.
Yes.
No one's found his horde, at least in the mortal realm.
Yes.
And this campaign happened to be a bit of a world traveling one. 2 of my players were pirates. All they wanted were the shiny things. I'm like,
I'm in.
yeah, no, I literally just made it a whole treasure hunt for this Platinum Dragons legendary horde, where they were looking for one specific treasure called the Heart of Ages.
Ooh.
See, no one knew what it was.
Yeah.
No one knew what it was. Like, they just thought it was a big, fancy gem sort of thing. No, it was Bahamut's actual heart.
See, that's... Oh, my God. See, I would already like that as a title for a campaign. Right? It was just like, whoa, what campaign are you guys running? I'm running an adventure I have called The Heart of the Dragon King. And I'm like, shit. And because it kind of plays on the old saying of, what's it called? What is it? I forget. I'm paraphrasing. Of your treasure is where your heart is, or your heart is where your treasure is, or something like that. It's one of those two things. Or put your heart where your treasure is. I forgot.
Home is where the heart is?
Kinda. It's somewhere where those two are, right? And at the same time, it's just like, yeah, but let's go literal because it's dragons and hordes.
Which, by the way, the funny twist was, the heart was definitely never supposed to be found because that's where all of Bahamut's dark shit was. That's why he became the big good boy in the sky. He literally cut out his darker half. That turned into a two session long boss fight where TPK almost happened like 4 times.
I mean, kind of have to. It is a final boss.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, if you could have one long final boss, right? Like if someone could have like one long final boss, I would expect it to be like a 5-hour at least session. That's after that, it's just like, okay, well, 8 hours? That sounds about right, because it's gonna be gruesome. It's the final battle. You gotta expect it to be like, 1, it's gonna be your hardest battle, and 2, it's the part where you have to like start preparing to let go of your character, one way or another, due to narrative or because they died swinging.
My strong suit is story. Combat has always been my weakest part, but I can say this with confidence: I will never top that battle. Ever.
Fair. That sounds exciting.
My whole party, they look physically exhausted, but the smiles on their face were just fucking huge.
Because it's like, did they get to use pretty much everything that they wanted to?
And thankfully, it did not feel repetitive. Ugh.
Yes. How long ago was this? Missy!
This was 3 years ago.
Oh, damn. So that's just like right at the height.
Recent.
Yeah, it's like right at the height of like all the new shit.
Mm-hmm. And let's see. I'm currently working on a new campaign for my players for something we've all been wanting to try out. Long story short, MMORPG.
Oh,
I get to throw a bunch of homebrew at them for that one.
Yeah. MMORPG? How is that gonna work?
So it is still going to be the usual, you select your class and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Level ups will again be normal, but basically I'm still workshopping this, by the way, so nothing's set in stone yet.
Sure.
But I do have a whole bunch of homebrew skills and everything, and I'm just like, as they go on and do certain actions, they'll unlock new things. And
That's what I'm doing
straight
now.
up, it's not going to be a serious campaign. It's literally going to be a group of friends playing an online game just because they want to play a game. It's literally just it's gonna be for bragging rights more than anything, which is something we seriously need because last one got heavy very quickly.
Oh, wait, really? Okay, wait. Before I ask you about how heavy that got, so you mean like they're playing characters who are playing characters who play
Yeah,
in a video game? That's fun.
yeah. Like there's gonna be a real life character aspect, well,
Mhm.
air quote real life, like off of the online game, and then an in-game sort of thing.
See, that's kind of
I'm
funny
thinking
because you get to introduce like the element of you need to go to the bathroom now. Like it's a battle. You need to find a way.
You're all out of Mountain Dew, and you're really thirsty.
Your what's it called? You just got a notification on your phone. You forgot to pay the electricity bill. You have to. You are going to run out of power and go AFK in the next 3 rounds.
Better hope your party can stay alive long enough for you to get.
Right? And you're just like, with that much? I'm like, 3 rounds is like essentially 18 seconds. That's pretty close.
And I will admit, if this was with any other group, I would not be trying this. But the
Oh,
group
for sure.
I play with, the group I've been playing with, let's see. So there's my roommate who I've been friends with since middle school.
Mhm.
She's basically one of my permanent players at this point. The other 3, we have all been playing for like 7 years, and we're at the point of, yeah, no, we're just gonna throw shit at the wall, see what fun we can make out of it.
I see. I like that though. It's I've kind of reached that point with my Thursday group where you sometimes you just play long enough and you kind of know each other's beats. Now there's still always the problems of I'm still the face of the group even though I don't want to be the face of the group. I just happen to be the guy that
Right.
talks. Even though I absolutely do not want to be that at all.
I feel that.
Right? But at the same time, it's like, I know where the beats are, where people are willing to talk. They know that I don't want to leave them out of a scene, and will likely start volunteering people of being like, oh, here's my thing. You, what's your take on this?
I will admit I am currently a player in 2 different campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
One is with Scarlet Magus, Maggie.
Yeah.
And another is with my friends Sharp, Bones, Cat, and Cassie. In both of these campaigns, I have kind of unintentionally taken the part of someone who slightly pushes the plot. And I do mean slightly. I kind of nudge us in certain directions.
You kind of need it though.
I am doing my best not to be a face, nor to be a railroader myself.
I don't want to be the face.
Like, it really sucks because my character for the campaign with Maggie,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, he has almost died like 6 times.
Oh no.
He's really smart.
Yeah.
At doing things that are not combat. The minute combat happens, oh dear God, it is a paper tiger against a hurricane.
I will say this throughout the stream. I like that though. I need to make that a soundboard. I like that though. No, but it's the, and this is where I very much love about D&D and team comp. It's part of the understanding of the drawbacks of your character, right? As part of the team, it's knowing where your character's dynamic is, right? Without getting greedy of they're good at everything, because I see too many characters like that, and they tend to. There's a point of, being at the forefront, usually being at the forefront of the spotlight, but understanding of how to share it. And then sometimes you have characters who are like, they try to be too good at everything because they don't like having low rolls or failing, and it has the unfortunate side effect of you're not letting anyone else play.
Right.
And in this case, it still gives your character a way to roleplay in battle and understand oh, I'm fucking fucked, I gotta go. And it's like, you know where your character's agency lies and where their thoughts are in battle, so you're not necessarily confused, partly because you're constantly in panic. So you know your game plan. And but at the same time, you know your character's strength is outside of battle, which gives everyone else who is good at battle their time to shine even more, especially because your character being able to like step into the background a little bit, right, kind of lets them shine even more because there's something to contrast.
Now I will admit, whenever I am a player, I love team play. All right, I could be the worst person on the group, and as long as we're all having fun, I will not care.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, I want to see my friends be awesome badasses.
Yeah.
I literally cheer whenever one of my friends pulls off a move that just one-shots something. It's
and
cool.
I'll be annoying at it. It is, right? It's fun to see what people can do. I don't like to see someone being arrogant about it. That's a different story.
Yeah.
But it's fun to see how like creative people can be with their characters. And it's like, yeah, shit, I would not have been able to pull that off. So
Like,
pop off, King.
Like, I will happily still try to negotiate. Honestly, my biggest problem is taking the spotlight rather than staying out of it. I'm just like, oh, no, I'm good. I'll let someone else have this.
Oh, it's okay. How do you, or how have you learned to better share the spotlight?
That's the funny thing. I haven't. I am still literally.
I love that. I love the shamelessness of I have not. You don't understand.
Straight up, I can talk in character, but that's me talking. I am literally like in my head. I'm like, okay, now's a good chance for me to back out. Oh no, this person's still talking to me. Okay, I'll still have my character. Now's a good chance for my character to back up and let someone else talk.
Oh man,
I'm just like, in my head, I am constantly going, now you need to shut up.
Yeah, it's funny because no matter how intelligent I have made my character, and my first character is now at level 20 intelligence, and another character being of level 22, not level 20, of 22 wisdom, because of item. No matter how wise or how smart they are, I have learned to logic wise, it's like, okay, they're really, really good at this. They're really good at asking these types of questions, learning these informations, but they were still dumb enough to put themselves in harm's way because they're an adventurer, and adventurers have a certain level of stupidity, no matter what. Because why the hell are you going on an incredibly what's it called? Let's just say the turnover rate for adventurers is pretty high, right? Yeah. So it's not an occupation you do because your foresight is 2020.
Right.
So it's like for me, it's in terms of like lore drops or questioning, I have learned to at least if I have to take the forefront, I will take the mic knowing damn well that my character has no idea what the fuck they're doing. But it's such a good prompt for me to be like, I'm going to do this thing. And you now know after 2 or 3 times that my character has jumped the gun and is about to say something wrong and needs you to fix it. So, here's how I'll start the scene. Please save me.
Literally, like, my terrifiedness of accidentally doing any sort of I'm the main character kind of nonsense is the campaign I play with my friend Sharp. After every session, he always goes, what did we like? What did we dislike? How could I improve? Any thoughts or notes? My answer every time is, I need to talk less, and everyone in the party goes, no.
And you're like, no, what do you mean no?
I don't like hogging.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm here to play with my friends. I don't like feeling like I'm eating everything up. I don't like feeling like I'm trying to keep everyone on plot. Like
Yeah.
I am. I will admit, I am overly critical of myself. I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna sit here and be quiet.
Yeah, you accidentally talk yourself into, and this is also a fault of mine, if talking yourself into deeper involvement into a scene. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to get out. I try to get out.
Like,
Take me out.
I, I'm just looking to my party. I'm just like, does anyone want to take over for me? I
Yeah.
can't shut up. And it's like my DMs feel it whenever I'm trying to pass the hot potato, and they're like, nah, it's not time to pass it yet.
No,
Let your hands burn.
I absolutely do it now, where I'm just like, and this is the part where my character's stupidity has to be just enough of like, oh, I've been talking to this guy for at least 2 passes now, right? Of like a two back and forth. Okay, cool. Here's what you know. You're telling me what I know. Great. They have more questions. They have more questions for me. Let me be like, I don't know enough about that. And then I will literally just say, and I turn to, if I'm not in the live game, I turn to this character, right? And just be like, do you know anything about this? Because I do not. Or I mean, like, what do we got? Did we see a thing like that? Right? And at the same time, it's just like, you and I both know I have notes on this. No, Samsung, no. My phone activated. Stop it.
Damn it, Samsung.
But yeah, you're saying?
I need to try that. I'm not gonna lie.
It's fun.
My anxiety of seeming like a hog for any sort of attention has got to the point of the moment my turn ends in like combat, for example.
Yeah.
I'm already planning my next move just so I can do it really quick and get it done and over with.
Yeah, me too. Dude, listen.
Of course. Sorry, go ahead.
This is how we do. No, this is how we do. Because, I mean, at the same time, that's kind of what we should be doing, right? Because if you want to keep up the energy of the danger of the battle, that's one of the biggest things, right? Is if it's a big move, I'll get descriptive. I'll role play a bit. But if it's just like a normal move to let the party know, here's a tactic that I'm taking in, here's a problem that we have, and I'm taking point to either set someone else up to do a thing or deal with it myself so that you guys can have space to do your own thing, right? But
yeah,
that's me trying to pay attention to what other people are doing so that I know what is a better option for me, because by the time it gets to my turn, I will have at least 1 to 3 available moves, right? I try to keep it flexible, in which case it's just usually the average turn taking dialogue that I take is, I'm going to use my action to do this, and at the same time this takes no action, but I have to do I'm gonna do a bonus action to follow it up over here, the free action to do this thing, and just the rest of my movement just take me here. That's it. That's all I do. And then I move on to the next person.
And then of course something.
Yeah.
And then of course something unexpected happens between your first turn and then your next turn. You're just like, well, shit. Now I have to think of something else.
Yeah. No, in that one, I try to keep it. I've learned to try to keep it as basic as possible. Right. If it's something a little too unexpected, then I find that the most grounded thing to do is to just swing. Right. Like it would be hard. Right. It would be really good to probably set up a new tactic, but if everyone, I've kind of learned that, like, if everyone is taking too long with their turns, then a 3-round combat is going to take us 3 hours to do. In which case, I want to keep the vibe of the battle to stay dangerous, and I want to keep the DM's sanity of being like, this guy knows what he's doing. we're gonna get the turn. I only have to worry about the rest. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a teacher's pet. I'm sorry.
I'm just like, yay! You can focus on making my friends look cool.
Yeah, don't look at me. I'm not in trouble. I'm being good. I'm being dangerous. I'm being dangerous. I hit things.
Oh,
but it works out.
But as a player and a DM, it's just all things you kind of got to learn. Like, admittedly, like, not gonna lie, when it's our turn to talk and do stuff, we're probably not eating as much time up as we think we are. It's just that we're in our heads about it, because
usually
we've all had that one player or one friend that just makes it all about them, and we don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, and it really is. But at the same time, sometimes you have a friend who's just a little too analytical because they're really good at mechanical, right? But they get it. But the part where they get lost in their own head is, it's been 5 minutes. I need you to do a thing. And if like I need you to do, I like it's been a certain amount of time. I need you to come up with a move, because we're taking too long. It's like otherwise I will have to skip your turn, and like you'll like not full skip your turn, but I'll have to move you down on the initiative, right, for this turn, for this round. In which case,
it's like definitely had to do that to a couple people.
Yeah, because it's like it sucks because it's like sometimes they have a high initiative, not the one person, but like players, they have a high initiative. But if they're that unprepared since their first full round of turns, then it's like, what was kind of happening throughout all this? I understand there is unexpectedness, but I'm gonna need you to kind of understand from a player's perspective, because I've been more of a player than a DM, so I kind of know. But at the same time, I've DM'd enough to know what I like as a DM and what I've experienced from other DMs of, things that ease a DM and other players at the table. And part of it is having something in your back pocket that'll help you kind of move things along just enough to give you room to breathe for the next time, right? Like your turn this time might not be a big one, but that's okay, because if you get to do something, or sometimes nothing, it's just a way to buy you more time, right? It kind of like kind of like being stuck in a room in like an escape room, where if you can't solve a problem, just move on. Like, it's okay to not be able to solve it, because if you can't solve it now, and if everything was a little too unexpected, trust me, the next turn will be the same. At least you'll have the space to deal with it next turn.
I have definitely done my best to help out players that feel like stuck on their actions, whether it's in combat or dealing with a puzzle.
Yeah.
Or really, I think because sometimes they do just need that second to breathe. And
for sure.
Like, for one, there's definitely no reason to feel bad about that. Sometimes you just have no idea what to do.
Yep. And it's like there's nothing wrong with asking your other players for help. I actually think that you should, because it is still a team game, right? Like, you're not necessarily like, as far as like meta gaming goes, I feel like when you're actually locked in combat, this is where the team game takes part even more, right? Because it's having a chance, like being able to play a character and get into their head is great. But I think that it's okay to let go of your character a little bit to remember that this is still a tabletop role-playing game. Like, it's still a strategy game. And you are part of your team. If you know something about like your character, or another thing about another person's character, or if someone else knows something about your character, like they're forgetting that you have this item or you can do this thing, you don't have to just treat it as, oh, your character would know this. It's just like, have fun. You guys, I'm proud of you for knowing each other to the point of having a sense of unity, of actually paying attention to each other's characters. So, and it makes your turn easier. So go for it. You're saying?
Ugh, sorry, water.
Yeah.
But I was just gonna say, I do appreciate when my players, play their characters, but
Mm,
yeah, like you said, you gotta remember, uh, you are still you.
exactly.
Like, there is sometimes where something is viewed like metagaming. I'm just like, no, that is
It's
just
not.
player
That's just the game.
knowledge.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's fine.
Yeah, it's just like you're not that's like when you start to remember, oh, this is basically like every JRPG, Final Fantasy, freaking chess game kind of thing of like, oh yeah, here's where the actual gun mechanics are gun mechanics, and not just playing like it's fun to role play in battle, but come on, all these skills and abilities, that's for you, baby. Do it.
Like, it is a juggling act
Mm-hmm.
for some people trying to, one, player knowledge, two,
Mm-hmm.
character knowledge. It
Mm-hmm.
can be tricky. I don't know about you, but I'm not that much of a hard ass.
Nope.
Like, as long as you're not trying to look through my notes or look through the monster manual at the table,
Yep.
I will not care.
Yeah, like if metagaming for me is you have no idea what this you have not asked any questions, nor if you're looking up on Google what this most probable what's it called monster is, you're cheating.
Mm.
Right? That's metagaming. If you because you otherwise have no idea. Did you ask me whether or not your character knows anything about this? Have you analyzed the monster at all in any of your turns? If the answer to those is no, and somehow you know more information than even I do, no.
Yeah. Now, granted, I actually did have someone who tried that with me before. So, little fun fact about Dicey.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite monsters are oozes and mimics. You would think undead, right? But no.
Planet Dragons.
Oozes aren't used a whole lot, at least from what
Hmm.
I've seen. So there are a couple of subsections that are not used. I forget which specific ooze I was using, but my whole party hadn't seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
Player took what I described, looked it up, said it's this, its weakness is this. I'm like, cool. Now it's not that. What is it now? Now it's Tiamat.
Oh,
that was. I promise that was a joke just to make them shit
no, but
themselves.
that'd be kind of fun though, of like because it's an ooze. They take whatever form that they take.
I mean, I did come up with a dragon ooze. Sadly, it's
Right?
not named after a dessert like the rest of them are,
Well,
but it was fun
yeah.
to do.
But it's like, oh, because it's jelly, yeah. But it'd be kind of like, it's such a fun, well, like, just talking as far as concepts, right? Of like, oh, wait,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, oozes are technically not normally intelligent, right? But what if one
That's
was just
correct.
like, what if one just instinctively knows, just like as animals adapt, of this is a form that scares things. This is a thing that they fear, right? And it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
all in all, it's still just an ooze. But flavor-wise, I mean, it can't fly, but it sure as hell knows how to look. It's a ditto.
Oh my god. Oh, I
So
think you just
it's a
named
five-headed,
mimic slime.
right? It's like it's a five-headed dragon, the dragon queen, and then it comes out of its silhouette, and it's just like, what the fuck is that shit?
Why is it green and drippy?
Yeah, why is it?
Ooh.
Ew.
Wait,
And
is it
then-
about to do a breath? That's not a breath attack. It's just throwing ooze at us.
it's still just itself. Blah, blah, blah. It's mimicking a breath
I'm a
attack, and
goober.
it's all just ooze.
I'm gonna have to workshop this now. That's a good idea.
It reminds me of like those the sea cucumbers that they use.
Oh yeah, their
They-
defense mechanism is literally them shooting their guts out.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, yes, nasty, yes.
I may take a lot of inspiration from nature for a lot of my homebrew monsters, so that
Dude,
actually
they
works
just
very
work.
well for
They just
me.
work.
That just works. Have you not seen fucking Australia? Half of them are D&D
Yeah.
monsters.
Yeah, half of them are just terrifying IRL. It's just D&D helping me cope with them, and then turns
You
out
could
no,
not-
they're scarier. They're scarier.
You cannot tell me a cassowary is not just from Dungeons and Dragons.
They're just there's a portal from hell in imagination where they just crawled out of because hey, Christ, the fact that there is like that spider thin enough to crawl into the cracks of a car caught on video, and I'm like,
No.
and I'm like, you're telling me that shit is like palm sized? Fuck you, fuck you.
There's a bigger version of it now. Because of course there is.
And I'm like, no.
The name of that spider is literally just Big Boy. That's it.
Oh, fuck that. I'm like, no. Like, stop it.
Sorry, that was a whole other kind of tangent.
Yeah, but at the same time, it kind of works, right? From monsters.
Absolutely.
From monsters. They're the monsters are just the DM's intrusive thoughts winning and being interested. It's just like, yeah, but what if? It's just thought experiments of, I know the party is really good at things. So what if I just take a thing and put them in a room with it, right? Like, what would they do? I don't care if they kick its ass. I just want to know.
That's part of the fun of designing encounters for me, because I'm just like, I know they're more than likely gonna win. Because here's the thing, I actually don't try to kill my players.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just make stupid decisions that almost make them die.
For sure, every time.
But most of the time, I'm just like, I want to see how they handle this under this sort of scenario.
Right? Just like, what if I do this to you? What if I just take this from you? Right? Like, I know you're gonna get mad, but what if I did it anyway? Right?
Like, okay, so there's the evil king here. There's an Oathbreaker paladin guarding him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why not? There's a gargoyle that's gonna crash through the windows at the start of initiative. Why not?
Yeah.
How are you gonna handle that?
Yeah.
That's an actual example, by the way. They did not handle it well. They ran away.
Well, here's the thing.
So cold.
I think that that's such a good way to handle it. Sometimes knowing when to run is the perfect thing to do. Right?
Especially when you're a cleric. Is
Yeah.
out cold.
Right?
It has 2 failed death saves.
Too many times have I, thankfully not in my games, but too many times. Oh, no, actually, that was me. Of 1 HP in a dream. And the only person who can heal me is me. Worth it. Listen, I have a higher success rate living in 1 HP to the point that only one of my characters have ever died because of it.
I mean, if you think about the only HP that matters is the last one.
Exactly. Sometimes the dice will favor you if you were bold enough to say, I need just one more round for that person to be dead so that I can breathe.
And sometimes the dice says, oh, we just got counterspelled.
Nah, that's fair.
Also, I don't have a lot of bands at my table. I will say this. I will just say this. All right, how many of you are casters? Cool. Only one of you gets counterspell.
That's pretty funny. I
would never say this at a random table. I just know my party's bullshit at this point. I'm just like, none of this.
Nah, the counterspell train.
Yes.
Every time.
Every time.
And it's like,
what?
Yeah.
I'm just like, sometimes they use their counterspell on the stupidest shit.
Yeah. But at the same time, as a DM, sometimes if your bad guy uses it against a level 1 cure wounds or a spare the dying, oh baby, oh boy.
I'm not gonna lie, that I do have them save their counterspells for that, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right, they're counterspelling it. Are you gonna use it here, or are you gonna let your friends stay dead?
Yeah.
I gotta counterspell my counterspell is what I'm saying.
It would be. Imagine your ambush begins during a rest, right? Your ambush begins or like before your short rest begins or long rest begins, and you're like, you have a moment of reprieve, and someone tries to cast a healing spell, and all you do is as a DM is I'm gonna let them describe them going for it, going in for the spell, and feel nothing. Just to be like, wait, but I rolled. It does not go through. It could just be the one person doing an ambush because they're a little rat.
Yeah.
But it's enough to be like, oh, the party's weak. How strong is this dude to be confident enough to take us on by himself and starting off with a counter spell on a healing spell? Sometimes I'm just like, yeah.
Sometimes I just want to be a little bit evil.
Yeah. They're very powerful. They tell me all the time how powerful their characters are. I want to know how powerful their characters are at their weakest. That is...
Because
yeah.
If they can beat you at their weakest, they can handle anything at their strongest.
Yeah. Dude, I have... How have you... have you ever found, like... How have you dealt with resource management throughout your games, both as a player and as a DM?
Hello!
Oh,
sorry, you got raided.
Chappy, thank you for the raid! Oh my god, guards! Again, it's just me. V!
Oh, hey, another one!
It's the V's. V to a Chappy and V the Reaper. I can't believe this. Guards!
Oh, that is a cute emote. Oh my god.
It's so cute. I love Chappy and them. No,
VTuber vibe.
V.
I'd let
There we
Tomato
go.
use me as a player.
I choose me? Okay. I would love to one day get to play with Chappy. That'd be so much fun. Guys, my name is Shape Tomato. I am the proprietor of this tavern, the Yapping Porthole, where I like to bring in guests or far travelers and hear of their stories of D&D, TRPG, and whatever the frick happens outside of that, especially if they have projects. And tonight we have Dicey Sylvie. I was about to say
Hello.
Dicey Sylvie. I'm like, well, please.
You
if
would
you-
not be. You would
Yeah?
not be the first one.
If you have to raid one, I fully understand. If you want to chill out while we talk more D&D, you are more than welcome to. If you got any questions, either about us or D&D, whether or not you have any experience, if you want to just like ask about it, curious and whatnot, yeah, please ask away. That just gives us more reason to yap.
Which we have been doing that very strongly.
Yeah, and you know what? Another introduction, guys. Dice, just kind of a
Yes.
rehash. Where can we find you? Who you is? How you is? Let her know.
Hello, my favorite guest. My name is Dice. I am a Frankentuber here on Twitch. You can find me here on the good old Purple Site and Blue Sky. I largely play games with fellow VTubers or make appearances like here on Tomatoes. I am personally doing fine. And in case anyone's wondering for pronouns, I go by they, them. And I appreciate you very much.
See? Hell yeah. What the frick was he saying? What were we saying
I
again?
forget.
Oh yeah.
Forget.
We were talking about resource management. Like how have you found yourself getting better as a DM and as a player?
I'm sorry, what was the question? I'm sorry, my ADHD kicked in.
Mine almost
Resource
did just too. Yeah. How have you found yourself getting better in terms, or like how have you dealt with resource management as a player and as a DM?
That is a campaign by campaign basis. I'm not gonna lie,
Right.
because let's see. As a player, my resource management is I don't use this because I could use it later. That's how I have +2 health potions by the end of the game.
the
Amongst-
JRPG style.
Several other things that could have helped,
I have no more mana. Then use an ether.
but I could use it later.
But I'm saving for the final boss. It's the final battle, but I only have 85 of them.
I legit had to say that to one of my first DMs.
I know.
I was like, I have a necklace of fireballs. How many charges are left on it? 20. He legit stopped the fight. Go, you've been sitting on that since I gave it to you? I'm like, yeah. That was like 3 months ago. Yeah.
Just for this moment, no.
If you say you have
You
an
have an
item
item.
with enough confidence,
Have
my
any
God.
resource in the game. I mean, it's
I
both.
really hate.
I,
It's true, but
yeah,
not.
it's like technically no, but
But
at the same time,
at the same
there's
time,
a point where everyone is kind of trash at keeping notes, including the DM. If it's
yeah,
if it's
horrifically.
just gone on long enough, it just might work. I don't
on,
recommend
actually.
it, but it just might work.
I have my notebook from my last play session with Maggie of all people. Hang on. First of all, I write in shorthand. Makes it easy for myself. My shorthand's god awful. Here's what my shorthand was. Found rats. Rats kicked my ass. Fight king rat, get crowned? Question mark.
My shorthand is also kind of trash, but I think I've just gotten better at highlighting key moments to remind myself, oh yeah, this is the shit that happened as most. Which is why I don't like giving recaps, but I'm confident in giving recaps. And then I just leave just enough room to be like, hey, does anybody else remember what happened? I'll unlock your memory for you. But yeah, outside of that, boy, some of that will be confusing, cryptic even. It's an adventure on its own.
But as a DM, not gonna lie, my party's resource management and my own memory of said resource management is god fucking awful. There have been times where my players are looking over their sheets, and I'm just gonna use my roommate for example. Ida will be like, oh hey D, I've been sitting on this fucking Sword of Singing, I guess, I don't know, random ass thing, for like apparently 3 sessions. I look at her sheet, I'm like, I'll be damned. When did you get that? I think I got it from that troll we killed.
I
If it is
am pretty
not-
good with
If,
yeah.
if it is not arrows, bolts, throwing implements, or potions, or money,
Yeah.
we do not keep track of that very well.
Oh boy. That being said, in going off of things we don't keep track of, I need to take a break because it is 12:30 for me. Well, it's 12:30 to 40. It is actually it's just because I have to throw away the garbage before the garbage truck comes, and then it gets mad at
Good
me.
plan.
So we will take a break for now and come back to kind of where we leave off here, because I do have more questions in terms of like resource management stuff. So we'll be right back, guys. Again, thank you guys for the raids. If you need to like hop out, I fully understand. Again, thank you. Before I forget, but we're gonna go into a quick break. That way, we'll probably be back in like what, 5-10 minutes, like 10.
It's more than enough time for me to get more water.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you gotta go grab a drink, grab a snack, we'll be back. But hope you guys are having a good time. I'll see you in a bit. Ah! Then, there we go. Words, words. Can you hear us?
Test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2, 3. Don't worry, they'll hear it 5 seconds from now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but welcome back, everybody. We're here again with Dice Sylvie for Ales at the Yapping Porthole, a D&D themed Yap stream. I realized that actually
Yay!
rhymed. I did not know that this entire time.
Your opponent didn't know it.
Oh, but yeah, kind of piggybacking from like resource management and whatnot. I am a little curious. I've been asking in terms of what you've mostly observed about yourself, both as a player and as a DM. But I'm curious to know, what are some things you've observed, either about other players that kind of overlap between tables, as well as you've told me before that, you played D&D for so long that you kind of had to do with, you've had to do a lot of your home brewing. So what are things that you kind of observed where parts about the game and parts about other players that either overlap together, both positive, negative, and just like how you found yourself dealing with them? Oh.
Well, I will admit, just as a player and the DM, one constant thing I have noticed is naturally everyone plays the game a little bit differently. And I have found that no matter the person, they all kind of, at least to some extent, kind of fall into like default roles that they find comfortable in. Whether that's like someone who's good at being the face of the party, someone who likes tanking, maybe some person just likes exploring the world and story and whatnot, even though he is playing a character all about fighting.
That's me. Yeah. But it's also kind of me.
Like, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Like, it just kind of falls into, even if they are playing a different character, people tend to, play ways that they themselves are comfortable with, and nothing wrong with that, obviously.
Yeah.
However, I do try to help people kind of get out of some molds that they find themselves in. Not that I, am telling them how to have fun. It's just that, you do the same thing over and over. Eventually, you would get tired of it. So like, okay, person who likes being the face, how about you try, I don't know, helping this other person who wants to do it, like, give them a little bit of pointers on how to do things a bit. Like, good way to ask questions, what to do when your dice rolls fail, when you're doing a charisma check. I honestly do not have too many good examples, I will admit.
It's hard to find.
Honestly, okay, there is one thing that I will admit does definitely stand out. Players feeling like they're left out of the loop.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure we've all played at least one session where their character just literally had nothing to do.
Yeah.
They're just kind of sitting there, they're bored. In instances like that, what I try to do is I try to keep players engaged in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes that's giving them little side objectives to do while the
Yes.
main objective is going.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a matter of me just, okay, party split up. Cool, I'll deal with these two first, then I'll deal with you, then I'll bounce back to the other two, and so on and so forth.
Oh man, yeah, you've kind of just pointed out something that I really like doing, and I've started to see it as A plot, B plot, and sometimes C plot, depending on how much the party likes to split up. And right now, they like doing it a lot because they're very inquisitive, and they get a lot of stuff done. I'm just proud of them for finding ways to bring it back to each other. Sometimes if they get a little too lost, and I'm like, I need you to kind of find your way back, because eventually, otherwise, you'll find your way back, but you're probably gonna find it way later in the day. I just hope you know not to get upset if shit happens and you're not there, even though you'd like to be there. Like I can't control that afterwards. But yeah, no, I really like that in terms of, as a DM, trying to find ways to give them something to engage with, even if it's not necessarily part of the situation. Sometimes they really just won't have, not that they can't have a place in a situation, but it's like it's hard to put yourself in a situation, and I feel like there's a point of where improv kicks in, right? But unless it's a group of like actually really good improv players, it's just not going to click for most tables, right? Like you're just not going to be in the mindset of, how can I support these other players and other characters to build their moments, build their characters, to make these scenes work better, so that it elevates their experience.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's just, yo, I want to play too, guys, and that's completely valid because that's why you're here. I also want to play.
Oh yeah. Like,
So
no
it's
one
like,
likes being the one that just sits there and does and says
right?
nothing.
Right? But it's like, it sucks to not be involved because you'd like to be a part of the scene, right? You'd like to be a part of the group, but at the same time, having something just for yourself, it's also a nice change of pace, right? Like we were talking earlier about player agency and trying to let the each player feel as if they're part of the world. And I think while letting them find their own like B plot, we have such a rare chance to be like, okay, there's clearly like this part of a thing, and it might feel as if what you're going through isn't as important because it's not part of the quote unquote main plot. But I want to make it important for you because it's what makes your character, right? It's like you might not be progressing the story, the again, quote unquote main story, but you are progressing your own character, right? It's a chance for you to find something to grow in, no matter how silly it is. It's just fun. And honestly, I have taken to myself trying to ask players of, is there anything, like I try not to just keep it as, is there anything you would like to do? Or I'd rather like frame it as, is there something that you might find interesting or worth catching up on? Or is there anything that you have encountered before, like throughout, that you might want to explore a little bit more, right? That way it's like, I'm not just asking them to like, I feel like it would give them choice paralysis. I'm like, what would you like to do? And then they're like, I don't know, I can't be a part of this scene and I'm not really sure what's here. Instead, it's just like, okay, here's some clear options for you that I think you might want to go for, but is there anything that you might have wanted to work on? Or is there anything that I've said so far that you might want to explore and expand on? That way it's like, what's it called? Hoping that they remember pieces of information that we can just explore upon. Because I just want to let them know that it's like, I'm not just putting you into like a silly thing. I'm essentially asking you to help me build wherever we are, even just a little bit more.
I will admit that's where back when I was still really growing as a DM, started incorporating my players' backstories into things. Because, like you said, there's an A plot, B plot, C plot, so on and so forth. Well, I am the kind of DM that, when it comes to getting to the heart of a player's backstory, like getting them into the story, like they're moving on the A plot, well, B plot's still going. I like giving each of my players like big moments to essentially end their personal stories.
Yeah.
Whether that be fighting a personal big bad evil guy, while the rest of the party also does it. Other times it's just coming to terms with things. And in moments where, again, let's say the party splits up, some of the party's offhand the A plot, this one random party member wanders off. I give them options where they could go. And the whole time, I'm just kind of sitting on a little something to introduce to them that would essentially get their B plot going. Like, regardless of where they go. I remember one of my players was playing an Artificer at one point. First of all, love Artificer. Favorite class.
My favorite.
All she wanted to do was kind of just look around this town because it was very steampunk heavy. Wanted to look at the machine, see what she could learn. Well, this character was also looking for a ancient dwarven city that was known for being the best craftsman in its time before the whole kingdom kind of, went away. She was honestly just shopping. She finds a relic of the dwarves. At the same time, treasure hunter friend, I'll call them, finds it too.
Yeah.
So now B plot's kind of going. It gives her a little something to do in the background while the others are doing what they need to do. They reconvene. Oh, hey, would you look at that? B plot isn't that far off from A plot. We can handle that at the same time. So while they're handling the A plot, they're also helping out not only their party member getting to interact a little bit, but now the party member has actually had a little something to do.
So it's a way of getting them out there to, 1, help world build, 2, explore the town, 3, explore themselves. Well, hold on, let me reword that. Explore their character. And
explore themselves happens at the end.
Yeah. That's at the end of the day. That's during the long rest. And then 4, finding their way back. I like that. Because you eventually you were preparing something for them, right? Like something that was just like for them, that was already planned, but like interchangeable somewhere. But at the same time, enough that whatever situation is current brings them back to push it forward in their own way. Because they weren't able to do it with the party where they were at, but being able to leave and split off from the party, they were able to essentially create their own options to do the original
straight
intention.
The player could have easily just let it go, didn't have to worry about it, but I gave her an option without giving her an option. Or I gave her an option without saying, I'm giving you an option.
Yeah. That's... Honestly, I feel like that's our bread and butter as a DM. Right? Because it's like...
It's not always perfect.
Yeah.
Like, there are always going to be holes, but, it helps out.
Yeah. And this is where it usually feels like you end up becoming like a teacher in front of like a bunch of kindergartners half the time.
Yeah.
Even though in truth it's just like you're all the same kindergartners. You're just trying your best.
just going back to a little bit of player agency.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned before this half-orc monk that was a homebrew Power Ranger class.
Yes, I want more Power Ranger characters.
You're Super Sentai. I was almost a Super Sentai VTuber, straight up. So,
well, time to have your zombie Super Sentai arc.
But I promise this does relate to giving players choices and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So this player's character had some very bad dad issues.
As you know what? That sounds about right.
So let's see. His dad full orc, his mom was full human.
Yeah.
Orcs in this particular world not viewed upon very kindly because back in the day orcs kind of did orc things.
Oh yeah.
And his dad not around, fully gone. His mom did his best to raise her son. Always taught him to be proud of who he was, not what he was.
Yeah.
Whole reason he started being a masked fighter was so he could hide his face, hide his orc features.
Oh.
Well, there came a moment where essentially his big moment was him fighting his dad, because surprise, his dad was working with the big bad evil guy.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh damn. I feel like my brain was like, you should have expected this, and I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of should have, but it still caught me off guard.
I will admit, I write some cliche stuff, but hey, they're cliches that work.
They work. They're good.
But
they're part of bestsellers for a reason.
But this half-orc monk was fighting his dad, and I said something along the lines of, you're fighting him the same as you have fought every enemy before. Your mask is strong, your colors are bright, you can beat him. My player, prompted by me, just through his whole journey here from his whole B plot, said, nah, I don't want to be hiding my face anymore. Full on breaks his mask, says, I am a half-orc, I'm going to be beating him as an orc. I'm just like, I love my players.
I fucking love that.
By the way, he did whoop his dad's ass, by the way.
Yeah, dude, I love those. There is something so satisfying about parallels, about facing off parallels, and even more so when you and your DM catches onto it, and it's just like you get to have your moment, and even more so when you're. I'm a glaze my boy Corvo over and over again because I've been in 2 of his campaigns, and it just feels very much masterclass. The way he's run some of those stories. Now they're more contained stories, so they're a little bit on the shorter side, right? Even though I'm used to campaigns going on like at least a year or so. Let me see. But god damn if I didn't have that similar moment of being proud of yourself in terms of like character, right? Where mine was, the last campaign that we did together was Curse of Strahd, and it was one of 2 of my favorite fights because what's it called, my character, a Leonin druid, right, who was a strength-based druid, had been up to that point lost, like mentally lost, because he has no idea what to do. He has found out that his way of might is right kind of thing, 1, has already been disproven so early in the campaign, right? And 2, he found out just how weak he is compared to his kin, who got corrupted and became a whole ass crystal golem that has been tormenting him and essentially killed his their 3rd companion. But near the end of the story was the final payoff of, I'm done being weak and I'm going to use the power of friendship and the stars to realize that the people around me have managed to find strength in things that I never thought I could, and I'm gonna take a page out of their book. And so I had a one-on-one battle on a fucking bridge to protect the rest of the party from this fucking guy who stood meters above mine. But it was a Leonin and a Leonin battle. On the other side of the map, where everyone else was, save for two people who were actually witnessing my battle, was a tribe of werewolves. Not unlike my own tribe of Leonin. That is hilarious. Of like a lion character feels at home at the camp of werewolves, but the other player was a barbarian who had to fight for the crown at the request of the very person that they are trying to kill, because they're like, I need to be killed and I need someone to take the crown, but I can't do it if I hold back. You need to win. And I'm like, shit. So it's a werewolf who needs to prove herself and a Leonin who needs to prove himself, both having a one-on-one battle at the same time. And I'm not gonna lie, that shit was so goddamn clean that we managed to both finish our battles at the same time on the same turn.
Ooh, that's cinematic as fuck.
All right, I was just like, only two people get to see me use, if you've ever used a clockwork necklace or a clockwork amulet, which ensures your hit. I use that shit to make sure that I hit a level 5 guiding bolt.
Let's go.
That shit was great. And the other player managed to do their shit to land like an even bigger killing blow. Bring that back even more to the final, to the near final battle, where this fucking hunter has been tormenting us, because it's just one single hunter that is just so goddamn fast and so aims at your weaknesses, that the two people who just had their one-on-ones as warrior classes and hunters themselves get to face off this one hunter in like a weird Mexican standoff. And I'm like, I'm thinking to my DM, I'm like, you motherfucker, I love you, buddy.
But that's so good, though.
I know, because it's like the dude just knew how to work with parallels, like character parallels, so well that it's like, I need you to teach me how to do that. I need to, give me your brain a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie, all parallels come from my players. I would not be half the DM I am if it were not for them.
Dude, right? So
also, go ahead.
No, I didn't have much. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I also give props to any person who DMs me, because for my big moments, I don't have anything cool like parallels or symbolism. No, when moments of shit hitting the fan, my default strategy is random bullshit, go.
Yeah.
I'm going to use an example of my Dungeons of Drakenheim campaign I'm currently playing with Maggie and some other friends.
Mm-hmm.
We are fighting a mummy lord. First of all, fuck you!
Yeah, right?
Mummy?
Dude.
Really?
And a mummy lord?
First of all, I am essentially 1, maybe 2 hits from falling. I don't know. Sometimes my dodge is on point. But I'm just standing there. I'm panicking. My party is surrounding, largely, the mummy lord. I have a cloak of useful items. One of them, patches, happens to be a 10-foot hole I could just put down. I go,
yes.
I wonder if this will work. I do Looney Tunes logic, because I throw the hole on the floor right in front of me. The mummy, its coffin, and one of my party members summons just whoop right down. I'm like, cool, not my problem anymore.
Yeah, right? I love that, though, because it's like, it's essentially, you can't predict me, because I can't predict me.
I'm just like, literally anytime I'm in a bad spot, either combat, puzzle, exploration, whatever, my default setting is what do I have? What random bullshit can I possibly pull off?
Welcome to the wild card. Dude, that's my favorite though. Because
There's
it's like,
another moment. Like,
yeah?
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, being able to wildcard that and adapt is one, I feel like that's a pretty good strength to have because it saves you time from overthinking, and two, it helps you keep the momentum towards yourself because the enemy has to be wary of you for no reason. Like you really just don't know. Like it could be positive, it could be negative, but the enemy doesn't know that because you sure as hell don't.
My only skill in D&D is my ideas on utility. I
So
am
much
not
fun,
the best
though.
at combat. I'm not the best at puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
I am fairly average at roleplay. My strength boils down to one, I support my party, both in game and just at the table. And two, I rummage through my pockets a lot.
Yes. You know what it is? As an artificer lover, I'm just at this point. I'm like either I'm like a druid artificer, right? Is where my strength lies isn't the fact that isn't where I have the most powerful spells or the most like tricked out weapon and armor. It's how I take the little things that I have in my inventory and make use of them just as much as all the other stuff, as like all those things combined, right? Because you find out, wait a minute, I'm falling from what's it called? A level 3 Leon Druid falling out of the sky. Cannot fly. Wild shape, you've already used them all. Even then, could not fly. What do you have? You have an enlarge spell, right? But you have nothing to use it on, except for a blanket that you realize is in your sleep pack. Amazing. You now just created a parachute. And I'm like, yes, do that. Because it's like, what's it called? When you can, and this is where my artificer comes in, when you can make all the things with seemingly nothing, it's so satisfying. It's
It
like,
is very satisfying.
right? Because it feels like you're creating something, what's it called? Like in the game, in the homebrew side, you absolutely can create your own spells. The game encourages it, right? Because it's wholly unique to you. But it's like the small chances to create like a magic item, even though it's not. It's like a similar effect to that, but in fact you're just using your utility items. Are you using enlarge to create a giant pillow to fall on? Fuck, why didn't I do that? Or like you take another spell and you take a mundane item and you work with it. Sometimes that shit goes, and it's like you said, you just take something that's in your back pocket and go with it, and it's so much fun because you realize at some point your character sheet is just the beginning. Your spells and your equipment, great, but once like you kind of start to feel your mastery over the character sheet itself when you're able to stretch your character's abilities beyond it.
And then there are moments where you're holding a light gem in a dark room, and your only real course of option is either turn it off really quickly and pray to God no one sees you, or try to swallow a softball-sized gem.
Put it way up there in your butthole.
I am not proud to admit the first option I tried was not saying the secret word to turn it off. No, I tried swallowing that bitch. Sometimes me trying to be resourceful backfires very much. I think the more appropriate way to call my tense moments is not resourceful, it's cartoon logic.
You know what? I'm
I
kind of
was in
into
a
it.
real life or death scenario,
Um,
I would be dead 3 times over.
Did you kill that guy? No, he swallowed a gem. You can still see it glowing in his neck. I don't know why he thought that would make him even less targetable. That just made him even more targetable. But he's dead though.
Hell!
So what do we do with that? Sometimes
Not
the
my proudest
players,
moment.
you know what? Thinking about it now, that kind of gives me an inspiration.
Hmm,
If any bad
what you got?
guys, if any bad guys or like thugs, right, and stuff survive an encounter and they just see the wild things that the parties do, these really are the rumors that spread. But it's like at some point they get lost in translation. So I would love it if I need to start keeping track of some of the crazy stuff that my players do and then take some time to be like, here's what I wrote down that happened. Here's 2 more times that this would get warped from the perspective of a listener, right? And then somehow it's the equivalent of, I heard you fucked a chicken. And it's just like, where the frick is everyone getting that word from? And it's that freaking guy who saw you swallow a gem. Right?
I actually have done something similar.
Oh, please tell me.
Okay. So this involved one of my players who was a wizard
Mhm.
and a roaming band of bandits where only one of them died, but it
Oh,
was
no.
the boss, so they all just ran away immediately after. This wizard just casted Scorching Ray.
Yeah.
You know what that does. Very simple spell. Dude dies immediately.
Yeah.
Rumors just start spreading of how, first of all, wizard tiefling, Scorching Ray, normal. About a week passes. Yeah, this thing screamed and laser and like fire beams shot out of its mouth. Okay, that's a little still fire beam, so technically works. Another week passes. Yeah, there's this devil roaming around and he fires laser beams from his eyes.
It was either that or dragon.
This gets back to the tiefling. I'm not a demon. I can't do that. Where the hell did you learn this? This player got so pissed off about this rumor. He was legitimately pissed about this rumor. He learned how to fire Scorching Ray from his eyes just to show that he could and at least prove some rumors right. I'm just like, you're not helping your case. I don't care.
I love that. I love that so much. It's so frustrating. It's just like, I learned to do it just to fulfill their fantasies out of spite.
Granted, that also didn't help the demon allegations, but he was more pissed off about the laser beam thing.
Yeah. It's like,
pick your battles, I guess.
Yeah, that's so funny though. It's just like, I can't do that.
I can now. Superman's got nothing on me. His exact words.
How did you learn to do that? Because someone said I could.
I got really annoyed when people kept asking me to do so and I couldn't do it.
Imagine just like, my toxic trait is I hate when people believe in me.
When you look back on that, is really why he was mad.
Yeah, that's why he was mad. It's just like, fuck you for having expectations. I'm trying to live my life.
Now I have to meet them. By the way, that took like 3 sessions of him practicing, and I was so proud of him. Like, cool. I'm gonna call this Fire Gaze. It's a level 2 spell.
Yeah.
It has the exact same hit requirements as a Scorching Ray. Good job. It just fires twice.
Yeah, you basically managed to reflavor the spell, and I love you for it.
Oh,
now,
if I said
you
that,
could just
you would
attach
peck me in the face.
you could just rename the spell to their name. This person's Scorching Gaze.
Oh my god, I should have done that. That would have
so
pissed
funny.
him off.
Right? It's literally just a reflavoring of like oh wow, Leomoon's tiny hut, and it's just like, oh yeah, here's the tiny hut spell. It's like, what's the difference? This one has a name on it.
Yeah. It's
You're
really
like,
weird how there's a lot of those in D&D.
I see. it took me such a long time to figure out why people do that, and I'm like, oh, it's because this famous person had it as their thing. Their character did the thing, then they made the spell, even if it was a different version, and then they managed to translate it. And I'm like, that's cool as shit. Why don't more people do that? Please do that. And
Right.
I inadvertently ended up immersing myself within crafting rules and scribing rules because of it, which is why now I play artificers, not exclusively, but let's just say I'm on my fourth one.
Yeah, not exclusive at all.
It's just because it's like, you know, D&D 5e specifically, and their crafting rules, not the greatest, not the best.
No.
But once
I refer to you back to the wood chipper.
Oh, for sure. Exactly, right? And it's like, but once you get the intention and the general gist of it, I feel like your strength as a DM slash improviser starts to come into play and starts to get more confident when you realize sometimes your ideas are actually better, right? And there's ways to make things go faster because you want to cut through the bullshit and let your players feel the product of their efforts just a little bit
Make
faster.
themselves feel cool, yeah.
Right? Exactly. And I'm like, listen, you might not be the strongest, you might not be the fastest, but you made this cool shit, man. Right? Exactly. And it's like, you made this spell, buddy. That's you. And also, the barbarian also made a spell, not intended, but holy fuck, it gave. It was a crazy enough thing that they did, and somehow gave some random wizard the idea to make a spell based on them.
I will admit, there was an artificer player in my last campaign.
Mm-hmm.
He went the route of the battlesmith. It's the artificer that gives you a robot.
I fucking love that one. That is mine. That is my first D&D class, and I love it to death.
That is still my favorite. Now, here's a problem with companions in D&D, in my opinion. They kind of suck.
Yeah.
Like, you would think an extra body on the board would be good no matter what. No, these things fucking suck.
They're really good when you know how to use them and acknowledge that they indeed do suck. Because when you accept that they suck, you'll know where they belong in the battlefield.
I personally hate that. So what I did was, for the summons, for the animal companions, and in this particular instance, robot, I did something a little special for each of them.
Yeah.
For the robot, every 4 levels, so every milestone, we got to upgrade their robot.
I'm doing that now as well. Yeah.
Within reason.
I like doing it to help my players, like specifically this artificer player, feel unique. Like their artificer, my artificer is a 2014 artificer, Battlesmith, right?
Ooh.
And so we have an overlap of realizing you can equip your Steel Defender with items. You can, if your DM is okay with it, you can either teach them to have the proficiencies you do, or if your DM is me, then I will have already probably decided, why wouldn't you program a Steel Defender to be proficient in certain things as well as you, if not just like a good rudimentary level to be in it, right? Like, why wouldn't they be able to use a shield proficiently enough to be like, you know how to use a shield? You don't really have to. Like, why would you make a Steel Defender that can't
not
do that?
Improve it.
Right? It's just like, by the time you reach level 5, that sounds about right. You've probably made one or like at least one or more versions of your Steel Defender that probably got destroyed already to do just that. Use a shield, right? And even further, what my favorite thing to realize was, because I fucking nerded the fuck out of rules, any creature is capable of attuning to an object. A familiar is a creature. A construct is a creature.
Correct.
Your Steel Defender is a creature, and so is your homunculus servant. So, you want to put a +1 item on them, something that is available to use, even if they don't have to speak, they can't speak it, find which ones. So my character, specifically, both of our steel defenders have shields. That is like the easiest thing. But what my player doesn't know is, no, my character, who is now an NPC, absolutely realized that their steel defender can attune to shit. And if you have not done that by the time you meet that character as an NPC, you will learn it of what is available to you. Because I want you to realize what is available to you and what I've hinted so far.
You gotta learn today.
Right? It's just like, you might get challenged to a duel, in which case, I don't care if my character gets their ass kicked. They were never meant for a battle, but they love testing shit. And if that means
like
you get to learn cool shit, bet.
Like, if you really think about it, just in terms of companions, artificers are still defenders. Pact of the Chain warlocks with their summons. Name a ranger, and their fucking pets. Like, first of all, early levels, yeah, this is fine. But as you adventure, the more danger you get. You are going to be tinkering with your robot, make improvements. You're going to be training your pet to do different things. Your patron's going to be like, hey, that imp isn't working out for you very well. Let me give you something that's a little bit higher.
Exactly.
CR.
Exactly. Or it's just like, yo, you know, I need you to realize you have some pull now on this contract. Which, it kind of coming back to where I was saying, I like dealing with lesser patrons and lesser gods, kind of a way of being more involved. I like having a reason for especially warlocks to have a way to leverage their contracts, right? Not so much as like a cleric who's just like, that's my sugar daddy, that's my sugar mama, please give me powers. This is a thing of they need to make use of their charisma. In terms of, I have been scammed for so long, and now I need to take a little bit back of myself. We need to renegotiate my terms. And it's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, fuck you, you goddamn warlock, fuck you. Take this goddamn demon. You see that imp? Fine. He gets muscled, and then the imp is just like, thanks, buddy. Right? It's just like it's closer to like an employment.
Right. Like, I'm not saying you have to go crazy. Like, don't give them a full-on second character. Like, just help your players feel a little more unique with their companions, because at a certain point, they do just stop being useful if you go by just what the book does.
Yeah. And I've said this a few times before. And it's just like, I know that sometimes people are just going to be using the logic of you might as well play another game. No.
Right.
Sometimes the changes you want to make isn't to create a new game. Sometimes the changes you want to make is just to bolster what is there. And it is definitely encouraged. That's what I think too many people just like overlook about D&D, especially 5e, is that it's just vague enough because they want you to they want you to lean in on your imagination. Am I giving them too much credit? Probably, but at the same time, they've also admitted it. If you've ever watched a recent Chris Perkins interview with, I forgot the dude's name, he's pretty much called that part out, and I love it because I realized that the character that you create in character creation and the abilities they gain at the levels that they gain them is not the mastery of that ability. You are gaining the most basic version of said ability. There is no reason outside of inexperience, right? And maybe like stubbornness of the rules for you to stop yourself and working with your DM with evolving those abilities or truly mastering them. In which case, make another imp. Make a better imp.
Like, I personally love it when my players, or if a DM lets the imagination go, we have a little back and forth, see how we can not make it perfectly balanced, because there's
Mhm.
no such thing in
There's
perfect
no such thing
balance.
as
I'm looking at you, D&D.
It's yeah, especially 5e.
Oh my lord, 5e.
Yeah, it's made for
I have
balance, but we all know that it's gone once players come in.
the number of times I've broken 5e over my knee, and I said you're welcome for it.
Yeah, it has
But,
its flaws, but at the same time, it's because it lets you grow.
It is, I hate to say it, the easiest way to get someone into D&D for the first time.
Yes, it is.
Like,
I will stand by
straight
it.
up. Like, I love my 3.5,
Mm-hmm.
but 3.5 has its own issues.
Ah, boy. And I love the rules heavy stuff because long-term game, it's very helpful and it builds very, very helpful habits that will eventually carry over to other TRPGs. But where 5e is over the rest is that it's just very welcoming, right? You want to foster. I want to help foster the hobby in such a way that it doesn't. I'm not pushing people away, but I want to encourage people into exploring other systems to find out where they want to be. If they graduate from D&D 5e, that just means more chance for me to play a different system in like an actual table. Please DM me on one of those. But it's also just like I want to see where people's imaginations will grow, and it's just like if this pot for your plant just isn't working out, it's okay. Like,
Get a new pot.
exactly, like it's totally okay. You'll grow more on this thing. In which case, let's fucking play it. I'm in.
I'm not gonna lie. That's why Call of Cthulhu is my second favorite TTRPG to play. It is it is a little more complicated than D&D 5e at least, but it is still a good game. It lets people explore imaginations. Also, it just opens up a little bit different storytelling avenues for a DM.
Yes.
Like, who doesn't like a good eldritch horror story is
Right.
all I'm saying.
I feel like it could help improve with the suspense and maybe meat grinder aspect. I mean, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Right? Because it's just like, I want to freak my characters out. And I want to reach down into like a certain part of my brain where it's like, what the fuck?
Like,
Right.
Okay, we just did a thing. What did we just do?
Yeah, right? It's, oh man. I hope you ever get to try Kids on Bikes.
Kids on Bikes?
Yeah. So Kids on Bikes is the closest thing I can describe it is if Stranger Things was a TRPG. They are it's a lot closer to imagination based, not imagination based, but like you don't really have spells or weaponry and stuff. It's more about being normal human beings in a setting of there is some sort of strange phenomenon going on, like it's like Stranger Things or it's out of your control. You have no idea what the fuck is going on. Some Scooby-Doo becomes real shit, and yet you have to fight. So what the frick can we do, and how do we do it? And it's like it's a fairly simplified system, because instead of calculating your stats for this thing, it's more about it uses the polyhedral system of your best skill will have a d20, your worst skill will have a d4, and somewhere in between, especially if you're playing like Kids on Brooms, which is just a wizard version of it, you might have, what's it called? Even if you're doing like your worst skill, you might have a chance to add a d4 to that roll if it is maybe an expertise, or if you're rolling a magic die, right? Like, I want to punch someone. My constitution, like, I want to fight someone. My fight skill is a d4 because I'm a shitty fighter. And if I try to punch you, I'm more likely to have my hand crushed against your face. But I am casting a spell in Kids on Brooms, so I'm not using my fist, I'm using magic. So even if it's my worst skill, now I add a d4 for a magic die, and I can probably have a better chance of hitting a little bit higher. And there's ways to, rather than like a nat 20 kind of a thing, if you roll the highest number of that die, it explodes and you roll it again. And then you roll it again if it explodes again. And failing grants you a token, an adversity token, which is you failed your roll. Now you can reinvest the energy of, you can reinvest that failure to a success later on.
I swear I saw Dimension 20 play this game.
Yes, they did.
And
they
it
played
sounds
Misfits
like
and
fun.
Magic.
Oh, that's what this is from. Oh my god, yeah, I'm sold. I'm sold immediately.
It is so goddamn fun. Did you ever watch the Key and Peele sketch of
Yes.
Inner City Hogwarts?
Yes,
Or
I did.
The Clortho. That is the inspiration that my party and that my Thursday group and I went with, as well as the show The Magicians, where they go to like Fillory and stuff.
Ooh.
So it is a college of in New York, where our college, known as Scum, as the
wow.
It is.
That's wow.
Yeah, we did. Wait, let me see if I can find this. It's so stupid. Just because we have a name for it. Oh, God. Kids on Brooms, let me see. Kids on Brooms recap? Maybe? Please, buddy. I know you wrote it. There we go. There it is. There. Is that guy? No. Yes, this one. Click it! Click it! Sir!
Click!
Please! There's that, there's that. I'm wrong. It was this one. He wrote it in such a way, because like we kept it, it's one of those things where you as the GM work with your players to create the small layout of the world and what's possible. That way you all are not surprised. You all can just travel, and it's just like you all know where you're at for the most part. But yeah, our school is called the School for Common and Underdeveloped Magic, otherwise known as SCUM. It's a remedial school inspired by the simple Key and Peele sketch of holding a wand with a silencer. Again, this wand has a silencer. Why? Again, I ask, why?
Because.
And it's and because there's no restrictions on like spells and stuff, including with kids on bikes. I think it's a system that pushes creativity of the players to find out how resourceful they can be.
I do love that.
Right? I mean, how resourceful was I when I just told my friend in character, I need you to make the devil horns symbol, hand sign, and think real hard about being a Pikachu. And that's how you cast what is essentially shocking grasp.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Because this is like, I need.
Yeah. You turned your friend into goddamn Pikachu?
Yeah, because I was like, here's a small taser spell. My character was the only one in the party that was actually within like the wizarding world, and his best friend, who is now new to magic, was essentially a muggle that we dubbed tourists.
Tourists?
Yeah, because they're just kind of there. And it's just like they don't know, they kind of just pass by. Sometimes normal human beings pass by into the school at unexpected moments, and we have to gaslight them into thinking, could we use a memory wipe spell? Yeah, but we look down on illusion spells and look highly upon necromancy as the medical as the pharmaceutical equivalent. So we just gaslight people.
That
Welcome
is
to Scum.
gold.
Dude, it's so funny. But it's I think you might enjoy that. It's so much fun.
I will have to definitely give that a look. I
Yeah.
think my party would love that.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I think it's Kids on Bikes and Kids on Brooms are within like that set of, you know, a little bit simple, right? And then I think it could very well help with entering in with Call of Cthulhu, because you are facing horrors that you are not equipped at all to do as a normal person. And then Call of Cthulhu, I saw that character sheet. Jesus Christ, it's a lot of skills, man. Okay.
Yeah, it is definitely a lot to take in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why am I almost done with my cocoa and coffee? No, it's all good. Especially because we are kind of reaching the tail end, as we'll probably have to end in 15 minutes. Right, dude? It's been like 3 hours.
Oh yeah, I have ruined my work day. It's fine.
We knew what we were doing in the bad way. we knew we'd get lost in this.
Oh, absolutely. And it'll happen again.
Oh, for sure. But also, let me just say, buddy, it has been so much fun getting to do this. Which is funny because it's like, this is the first official time where we've actually gotten to talk on stream with each other. Like, I don't remember us
or
being...
just talk a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I have known of you. Obviously, we've known about each other for a while. I have just been too nervous to talk to you. Not gonna lie.
Same.
But no, this has been really fun. I love yapping nerdy stuff so much.
Yeah, I do too. It's also because it's like we were talking about earlier before we were kind of going on stream, that part of the reason I ended up starting this is because similar to what you were telling me, is that I honestly just like listening to people talk passionately about their like geeky hobbies, right? And in that same vein, dude, so many D&D stories. There's so many that people have. And sometimes they just need someone to unload it, because that's the shit I want to do. So clearly other people want to do it too.
Oh Lord. And God, there are so many stories. Hardly any are the same. It's just great to hear. Yeah. I didn't even tell you about the time I had my party stuck in a sky prison. Their brilliant idea was to dig a tunnel out of it.
That's some Minecraft shit, and I love it.
Before you ask, no, they did not survive.
What was the thought process of jumping down or falling down after realizing it was at that moment they had fucked up?
Just so you are aware, just so everyone's aware, I had made it clear. One, they were like 2,000 feet up in the air. Two, they were above a chasm that seemingly had no bottom.
Oh,
and
Lord.
Three, for them to dig out, they would essentially be using all their spell slots to make the digging go by faster. There was a way out of this situation. It did not involve digging. They did not have to do this. So they breach the very bottom of the floating island they're on. They're like, yeah, we're free. And then I go, and you start falling. Wait, what? I'm like, yeah, you're in a floating island.
You have a window.
And I go, all right. I just go over my notes. So, who has Featherfall? I do. Cool. Can you time it so that you don't get squished? Probably. Cool. How many people can you target with that? 2. And then I look. All right. No. So who's dying? I look because there's 4 people here.
Boy. Oh no. No.
Again,
no.
I am not the kind of DM that intentionally tries to kill my players.
But I can't protect them from themselves. Yeah.
If your actions lead to consequences.
Yeah, I can't protect you from your choices. Eventually, the all I can do is, are you sure?
Are you? I used that. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
Are you positive this is the route you want to take? Are you sure this is what you want to do? My 3 exact times asking.
Right?
At the end of the day, the wizard decided, fuck the rest of you, cast Featherfall, and the others would go, what about us? You know what happens when you drop a tomato from a 3-story building?
Yeah.
That.
And it's funny because it's just like, had it been, what's it called? Had it been like a jetpacking, not a jetpacking, like a piggyback moment, they probably would have survived too, if not just taken this like less damage.
Because here's the thing. I said his Featherfall could target 2 other people. Cool.
Yeah.
Y'all do know you can just hold on to the 4th person, right?
Yeah. I've just been like, you're all safely traveling down now. That means the last person who is not cast on can be technically lifted to prevent that.
Now, did they get revived? Yes. Did I tell them you did not need to argue over the 2 who got the Featherfall spell? You could have just floated down. Also, yes. Did they still go, fuck you, wizard? No. They said, fuck you, God, and pointed at me.
And I was like, what do you... That's so funny. It was just like, I don't know, man. I didn't make you do any of this. I had the solutions beforehand.
You know what? But the cherry on top, just a little thing that ended it all. All their shit was confiscated and it was in the prison. So guess where it was?
Oh no! Right in front of the
Pointing
door.
Straight up. They never got it back. They never got any of that back, by the way.
Ah, boy. Welcome to their new characters. Welcome to level tech. You know what? That's a pretty good lesson in terms of feeling your actual level. How well do you know your character enough that who is your character without all of the gizmos? How strong are you really when you're just bare skills and abilities and also buck naked?
Oh, I could answer that one very easily because all 4 of them were very naked and very afraid.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, I think goblins could have kicked their asses.
Yeah. That's my favorite part. It's such a humbling experience, especially like, hey, you guys know wearing armor during long rests does not grant you a good night's sleep.
No, it's very uncomfy, actually.
It makes sense maybe the first few times, but unless you start taking it off, you're going to learn very quickly that either you get a long rest and there's an accumulating chance of exhaustion because it's not comfortable at all.
Oh god, I just remembered one more thing about this whole ordeal.
Yeah?
They did manage to make it to town. They all go into a shop. And here's where I just took pity on them. I just go, y'all know all your money is also back in prison, right?
Oh no.
I took pity on them and I said, the shop owner sees that you're all in your underclothes, you're cold, you were attacked by wolves on your way over here. He's just going to give you shit he's just going to give you like bare baseline stuff for free. He's taking pity on y'all.
He's just gonna call it an investment. This
makes me sound like such a dick. I know, but
at the same time,
I warn y'all.
This is as much saving grace as I can give you for the choices you made. Yeah.
They completely missed out on a side quest where a boss of the prison was gonna help them escape and get all their shit along with some flying wyverns. But hey, you do you.
It's the part of like, oh man, I had that conversation a few days ago with a friend of mine, who's another DM. But this wasn't a scenario of them being a DM. This is a scenario of them working at an escape room company. So they run
Ooh.
games, and they have the things they have witnessed humans do to disregard not only rules but completely forget advice that has been given to them moments before they begin the puzzle.
Oh god.
And they gave me examples of the puzzles that they gave to the players. And without seeing them, I managed to solve those puzzles because they're not that hard.
Mhm.
And I'm like, how the fuck did people not solve that? I solved it without even looking at it. And I'm like, and then I realized, like, oh yeah, a lot of people, when they're put into a system, they're put into like a room, an escape room. Sometimes logic somehow flies out the window, and it is hilarious because they've warned the players, right? There is nothing in the roof. There's nothing in the ceiling. This is not a puzzle. Do not go up there. It will crash.
And it crashed.
And it has crashed. And they had to pay damages.
Oh.
It was only a low because for some reason their boss was just like, just let them pay this much amount. I'm like, no, you should have made it pay. But at the same time, I'm like, for some reason, players tend to forget. It's just like the whole gamers don't look up, right?
Hey.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
Right. And you realize, no, sometimes the logic the tunnel vision gets so real that they forget what options are actually available to them. And try as you might, you can't cure stupidity when it happens.
You say gamers don't look up, and I literally just had flashbacks to my last collab where we were looking for a specific thing to shoot. And one of my friends goes, "Man, we've looked everywhere except up." And I'm just like, I just look up and I immediately find it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, oh. Where he's like, oh, but... And sometimes it's also the best because it lets you use one of my favorite little quotes to incorporate sometimes of suspense, because it's gonna be overused, yeah, but I like using it, of just saying, and that's when you see it. Because sometimes they're just like, wait, I'm gonna look up, and that's like, you do that. You after searching for some time, you realize that there's only one more place left, and as you turn your gaze towards the ceiling, that's when you see it. What the fuck am I about to say next? You don't know, but I'm gonna have fun. Is it a spider? Maybe. Is it a face in the ceiling? Maybe. This could have been a mimic house the entire time. You don't know.
I had this one instance where my party was going through the Feywilds. I decided to, I'm gonna be cheeky with a Fey creature. I'm gonna call him Paul. I have Paul roll me a perception check. He rolls a 10. I go, cool, you don't see it coming. See what coming? A rock hits him in the face.
Huh?
I was like, I don't know, but something just hit you in the face. Didn't do any damage to him or anything. It was a one-off joke too.
Oh, man.
It was just to make me laugh.
Oh man, dude, I love little bits of suspenses. Oh, kind of here near the end. What are some ways that you have found? What are some of your favorite ways to end a session? Either with a cliffhanger or just like a fun, natural way to end.
Oh, that's a hard one. I gotta say, my favorite way to end a session is when either A, they're about to start a boss fight, just like building up that tension, getting them ready to go, or they spent their whole session like gathering intel and stories and everything, but they're still missing a piece. An important NPC shows up and they just go, "We need to talk."
Oh, I need to.
It's not always that exact wording or that exact setup, but that's my best example.
But it's such a good like little bit of. You know what? You just reminded me I did that to Arson. You know what? I've realized I've done that a few times to Arson because sometimes they find them. Here's a small rule that I've written. Arson's not here, right? She's not awake yet. She's not awake. It's fine. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
All right, good. Here's one of the rules that I love using against Arson is when they're alone, that's when shit happens.
So mean.
Am I gaslighting her character? Yeah. Yeah. She has. I don't want her to know what's real and what isn't. I just want her to know that that's when shit happens. Do I know whether or not she has caught on to that yet? I have no clue. Because what I'm doing is, it's not just when she's alone, it's anytime no one is looking at her. So it doesn't matter how, like, I put them on a map. Like, they were on a map with the, where after the battle, one of them is collecting parts of 2 ogres. One of them is painting the scene where they saw of the owl bear and its cub that they just saved. One of them is working on their steel defender inside the cart. And Arson's character is picking up skinning a pack of, like, a small pack of wolves that they just fought.
Mm-hmm.
And without being able to look at it, it's always just at the edge of her view. She spots a hand helping her. She is in her room with her sword, her special sword, and her companion just closed the door to visit someone else's room. And once they close the door, that's when they see the figure just at the corner of the room. Same character.
Oh, I hate this. I hate this.
Oh, what's that? They went to investigate a thing on their own? Great. That's when they meet the new figure that is supposedly their contact within their cult. I don't know whether or not she's figured out yet. There was something weird going on with this fucking guy, especially considering, right? And he's slowly starting to reveal himself more and more, but only she knows what it is. Another character has spotted him in his bird form. They have no idea what it is because only she has ever received details about it. So it's a part of, I don't want you to know what is and isn't reality. All I need you to know is every time you think you're alone, shit is going to happen. And in this sense, everyone else was doing, this last Monday, that was how I ended the session. Everyone else is doing their own investigation, and she chooses to round the hut of the banshee they're looking for. Oh, she's looking for the birds that she saw in the illusion? Great. Low roll, an 8. You are searching for them at the edge of your vision. Every time you look towards a direction, it's empty, but it's as if you still see the silhouettes of those same birds on the branches like a memory.
She is going to kill you.
Yeah, but before you can breathe and before you can turn your head, you know on the other side, at the corner of your eye, there is a face staring at you. A familiar, sunken, ghostly face.
Nope.
And that's where I ended the session. And I was just like, it's just looking at you right over your shoulder. I'm like, yes.
That is horrifying.
I love it. It's some of my favorite ways, right? Because it's just like, I feel like this is like where I am, is like direct vision is often confirmation, right? Yeah. Especially in the mind's, like in your mind's eye. Like, you know what you're imagining. You know what you're seeing because now I'm giving it to you. But if I'm only ever putting it at the edge of your vision, it could be anything. It could be friendly. It could be freaking Casper the Ghost. But because I'm only being vague, I'm keeping it just vague enough. You don't know if it's one of the ghosts of the people that you just met. You don't know if it's the Banshee. You just know this fucking thing's staring over your shoulder, and it's right before you can breathe. And before you can say anything, I just took away that ability because you have to wait till the next time we get to play. So, and I love it. I love cliffhangers.
They're good. They're fun.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Final question of the night, or at least like final Yap Talk, because it will be 2 a.m. and I gotta get ready.
It is 2 a.m.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Do you have any current projects that you are working on? Anything that you wanna just like get out there, kind of shout out, and you know, just have a chance to let loose for everyone.
Well, my current project right now is I am writing a story called Potion Lock. I posted over on Archive of Our Own, and I'm currently working on Chapter 5. That's really all I got
Damn,
going
you
on
have
right
Chapter
now.
5 already? Damn. All right.
I wish.
Oh.
Like, it takes me like 2 or 3 months to write a single chapter since I have to work around my day job and being a tired old man.
I mean, it's still. I mean, I wish you luck on it. What? Tell me more about it. What is that about?
So it revolves around a former slave named Jenna, Wood Elf, and her employer, a human named Roman. It's best way I can put is so she spent her whole life being in chains and servitude, so she doesn't really know what it means to be free. And the story is just her learning what life is like when you do have that freedom to make your own choices, live your own life, go and see the world. And Roman is there to help her out as his work with being an apothecary. The two are going to be traveling around, meeting new folks, and she's just going to be slowly opening up and one, seeing not everyone is cruel or harsh, and two, she's going to be learning about herself. I'm largely writing this for people who feel kind of trapped, sort of like wage slave sort of thing, and I don't know, a little bright spot in people's lives.
God damn. Oh my. Sleep!
Sleep!
Sleep! Wait, I saw you here earlier. Oh, Jesus Christ. Guards! Again, it's just me. It's me.
Oh,
no. Welcome in. I just saw you. Damn it! I was trying to learn. When Sleep was writing it in, I was literally just being like, "Wait, no, I was about to raid you. Hold on a minute. Hold on." Pause.
One very big potato.
Yeah, which means I mean, to cost of a little bit of time, I'll probably at most like 10 more minutes, right? What I do, first of all, if you have to raid and run, I totally understand. Two, I hope Shadow of the Tomb Raider was a lot of fun. I have seen it, but I never got to play it. But like fun. We're here with Dice Sylvie. Dude, I love the chemistry of the fact that we have only really ever gotten to either see each other on each other's chat or see each other in other people's streams, and this has just been so goddamn fun just to yap. Right.
Well, I'm glad I was a good guest.
Yeah, I'm glad I could have you on here, buddy. I honestly, it's just because it's like, I'm trash at talking to new people, and even worse at starting conversations. So whenever you have a chance to be with like someone who you can just converse with, as if you have been friends for at least a few weeks, if not a few years, it is. We can skip the first few parts. Let's just get into it. Let me play more of it. Ooh, hell yeah! I hope to catch more of your streams, dude. It's always just like we overlap, but I'm in it. But yeah, I do want to ask, what was the inspiration for this story?
Well, it all started with me just. So I make OCs. I make OCs a lot.
I have seen
VTuber. Go figure. I made Jenna, and then I made Roman. I'm like, man, these two would make a cute couple. I'm like, I would need a story. Man, I would need a story for that. Yes, this whole thing is just so I can get my OCs to smooch. But in all seriousness, it's largely because in my daily life, I'm genuinely feeling a bit trapped and stuck. It kind of feels like I've lost a passion for a lot of things. And this is kind of my way of expressing that and reminding myself it's never as hard as it seems. Although I am admittedly taking a little bit of inspiration from Freeren, but
I
a little bit of a
mean,
fan.
even Farron had to come from somewhere, right?
Mm.
The idea of taking a story of a hero's journey and realizing that a lot of stories end just at the final battle and an epilogue of things that happen, but you never get to express or you never get to explore what comes after in terms of like the recent years and later what happens long after that party has gone. So honestly, I dig it. I
It
need
is
more
definitely
stories.
my it is definitely my take on a hero's journey, because
Mhm.
where most of it has the hero reluctant or going out and saving the world. No, this is just a person learning to be a person. Like
I
not
yeah,
every hero who saves us is the hero of the world. Sometimes
yeah.
it's the hero of our world.
Yeah, or the fact that sometimes they weren't actually not even sometimes, more often they weren't doing it for us. They had a reason to do it for themselves. We were just the consequence, albeit positive, right? And
Mhm.
a lot of times, even on their own journeys, like the heroes and stuff, do it in a thankless, what's it called? Like a thankless job, right? And I've seen more. If you've ever seen, um, I mean, I think it recently just got out an anime. If you've ever seen the story of using healing magic the wrong way,
Yeah.
it deals with the aftermath of the previous heroes. Of this guy was known as the hero, acknowledged by everybody, but he wasn't perfect, and so you are essentially caught at the unfortunate part of not only being not the chosen one, but competent enough to take on everything else, which is cleaning up the messes that the hero inadvertently created, right? In order, they saved the
Mhm.
world, but to do it, created messes in the future, and it's become your job to do just that. They fuck you over without knowing, and I'm like, you know
Yeah, a
what?
little bit.
I like that. We don't get to explore that more.
There will be a
Another.
there will be a bit of a running gag
Yeah.
in there where like Jenna will eventually get confident, start overhearing news. She's
Yep.
just gonna go, "Oh, I hear that there's a party out there adventuring to stop insert generic bad guy thing here." Rome will go, "Yep, cool. That's not our job. We're here to sell medicine."
Yep. Exactly. Dude, I love that. It's the chance to explore the. It's the chance to explore where, you know that the heroes in their journey are essentially set. You know, they have the part it and then these characters get to exist outside of the lines. They get to exist outside of what the readers get to read. And yet somehow, because of this fucking guy, Dice put them in the lines themselves.
A little bit.
Right? But at the same time,
Like I
I'm
said,
here
I
for it.
love slice of life and fantasy. I
Dude,
like
me too.
slapping them together.
Yeah. I want to see what the other guys are doing because what's that? Sometimes you see those characters in the sidelines of what the frick is happening there. You know, because sometimes the author or the mangaka is just like they make a scene of here like the little running gags of here's what's happening in the foreground and here's a silly little thing happening in the background. I want to know more about that guy. And this is one of those things, and I'm like, I'm just here for it. I need more stories like that. That being said, it has now become that time, and you know what, guys? If you haven't had a chance, let me actually give you a shout out.
No, that's not needed.
Ooh, Zero Ranger. Go follow them. Check them out on Twitter. Oh no, not Twitter. Check them out on Blue Sky. Oh no, you are on Twitter. Check them out on both. Check them out on socials. I forget if
Kind of.
check them out on Twitch. I forget if you have YouTube.
Kind of.
Hey.
That's a long story.
Hey, help me convince them.
I'm definitely available on Blue Sky, though, folks.
Hell yeah. And if you can, help me convince them to do story times with Dicey's OCs.
Oh, God. I will ramble for
I
hours.
yes, I would love to. Yes. Listen, am I trying to slowly convince other people to do these type of just streamings? Yes. Is it for the purpose of me fulfilling my dream of uh essentially creating a mental village where we just visit each other's buildings? Yes.
Yes,
But
I will
I'm
say.
so down. Yeah.
I will say this: my mad scientist laboratory can honestly say we have never had a sentient talking tomato be a guest before.
Yes. Yeah, well, I was from a lab. That is just one of those things that is just like, oh, I guess that's my lore now. Well, all right.
Yeah,
But yeah, man. Again, thank you for coming by. Uh,
happy to be by.
yeah. But I'm gonna hold on. Raid message. Please let them still be
Raid.
on. Please and then let me copy and paste that one.
Spread the love, spread the cheeks.
Let me just check, because there's someone I want to raid. They were here earlier, and I want to. Please. Are you still on? Gabby! You're in Australia! When did you... Yes, they are. They're playing Dead by Daylight. Then we start the raid. Wait, how long they be on? Good, they've only been an hour. That means I can raid in on them. How do I...
You finish Zero Ranger.
Ooh. What was Zero Ranger about?
So it's a shoot 'em up. First of all, you're just in space.
Oh.
There is a plot,
Oh.
but I have not deciphered the plot yet because I haven't finished the game yet. Because the final boss is a pain in my ass.
Oh boy. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining me and Dice tonight. I'm gonna raid out to Gabby. They're currently playing Dead by Daylight. They're pretty cool, honestly. Like, if you want to come with us to say hi, you are more than welcome to. If you have to jump out, get some rest, I hope you have a great night. I hope you have a great day ahead of you, at whatever time zone you're in. And honestly, just stay juicy, all right? Bye-bye.
Oh boy.
And then let me just copy paste. Oh man, but I have to hop off call now because I have to get ready to leave in about less than an hour. But dude, again,
Oh, that's fine. I have to hop off call and fall asleep.
I hope you get some rest. And I honestly, again, just thank you for coming in, man. That was so much fun.
Always happy to chill and vibe.
Yeah, I
I
hope
hope you have a good trip.
Yeah, I hope you come. I hope you get to swing by the tavern again sometime soon. I hope to do more like event stuff, or if I can find a topic, or if you have a topic you think you want to talk about, hey yo, hit me up. We'll find a schedule to work on. It'll be
I
fun.
will definitely do that. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But yeah, man, I gotta hop off, so it's gonna be good night for me, all right?
Have a good one.
Hey, good night. Good night.
Good night.